It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay to buy and sell real estate again. And we're here to help you with a large network of caring professionals serving the entire Metro East area and beyond. Whether buying or selling, for all your real estate needs, call Alliance, RE/MAX Alliance.
And a very good evening, everyone, as we welcome you to another exciting broadcast on the KahokSportsNetwork.com. Tonight, football once again, as we are live in East St. Louis as the 0-4 Collinsville Kahawks take on the 2-2 East St. Louis Flyers. Once again, good evening. Very nice night for football in the Metro East. I'm Todd Duke. Chris Kettler is alongside tonight, providing the color commentary for this game. And again, we have the 0-4 Kahawks taking on the 2-2 East St. Louis Flyers, and Chris, it's been a little bit of a rough go for the Kahawks to start off the season.
Yeah, 0-4 so far. They had some games early in the season where they got out to the lead, but they weren't able to get wins. They had that rain game against Alton, and then Bubba West just shut them out last week at home. Yeah,
that was a fine display of defense shown there by the Maroons last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, they have one of the top defenses so far. They've only given up 10 points in their game, and East St. Louis has a very good defense as well.
Yeah, and they their defense really hasn't given up much of anything. Belleville West hasn't. I think both of them have. One was a field goal and 7 points on a offensive turnover. So yeah, they're pitching some shutouts left and right, and they're going to have their hands full tonight as Belleville East is taking on Belleville West. But here we are in East St. Louis, where the Flyers are getting ready to take on the Collinsville Kahawks. And taking a look at the Southwestern Conference standings, East St. Louis has an overall record of 2-2, but they are 2-0 in league play after opening up the season with back-to-back losses. The first one at Rockhurst, and then at home here against Memphis, Tennessee. They've rattled off wins against Edwardsville and Belleville East, a couple of teams that are actually pretty good, so you got to chalk it up to East St. Louis. They're coming back strong after starting off 0-2.
Well, they went out in the non-conference games and took on some big-time opponents. They went out to Kansas City and beat Rockhurst, and then invited a team from Memphis to come down and play them. And the results didn't go their way, but the Flyers are still the kings of the conference so far. 2 games, they got 2 wins.
Down at the bottom of the Southwestern Conference standings, of course, are the Collinsville Kahawks, along with the Granite City Warriors. Both teams are 0-4, which, of course, translates into 0-2 in league play. And last year, I thought, was Collinsville's probably best chance to probably take East St. Louis, and they ended up losing 28-14.
Yeah, that was a rough game. It was a wet out, slippery, and all kinds of stuff. Collinsville hasn't beaten East St. Louis since 1998, and it's probably been even longer since they got a win down here in East St. Louis.
So we'll see what happens tonight as Collinsville gets ready to take on the East St. Louis Flyers. This is the Co-op Jennings pregame show, so let's go ahead and thank our pregame sponsor, Co-op Jennings. Since 1939, Co-op Jennings Florist has provided quality flowers and plants to Collinsville and the surrounding area. New owner Welcome back to the Culp Jennings pregame show here on KayhawkSportsNetwork.com. As tonight we are in East St. Louis as the Kahawks get ready to face the Flyers. Joining us now is head coach Mike Liljegren of the Collinsville Kahawks. Let's go back to the Belleville West game. We kind of knew after 3 games that they had a really potent defense, and I guess you learned after 48 minutes that that was true.
Yeah, they were pretty stout, especially up in the middle. Their front 7 is as good as anybody will play this year. They've got 3 shutouts, and they haven't given up a defensive touchdown yet this year. So we thought at the end of the half we may put a nice drive together and had a couple plays from inside the 10, and thought we were going to get it done, but we ended up not scoring, and that really would have been a nice momentum going into halftime.
Talk about your guys on offense. You started off with Philando Wilkinson at quarterback,
right?
And after a series, you replaced him with Connor Zabalia. What was the thinking there?
I think we went 2 series. Well, that was the plan. We wanted to get Philando out at receiver some too, and then we really you want to try to some things you want to try to do. They're going to be stout up in the middle, but you want to try to run the ball up in there, and we just felt as the game went on, our best chance to move the football was by throwing it, and getting Philando out at receiver was a way to get one of our better players out on a kid that we thought he was better than, and he did. He had a good game. I think he had 8 or 9 catches for 90 yards or so. There'll be some of the same today. We'll start with Philando, but I expect Zabala to see some time, and Philando will be out receiver also.
One of the things that kind of bogged your team down a little has been lots of penalties.
Yeah, both sides. Both teams had a lot of penalties. I think I think we had 4 first downs by penalty. You don't like seeing that, but the officials did a good job. The game was starting to get a little chippy on both sides, and the officials threw a lot of flags to keep that down. And there were probably some that didn't need to be thrown, but I think they did the right thing throwing them, because it really kept it from getting any worse than it was. It wasn't that it was bad, but it was just a hard played game on both sides, and I think that was the cause for a lot of the flags.
They kind of put the kibosh, if you will, on your running game, so that kind of forced you guys to go passing a little bit, and kind of a mixed bag of review there.
Yeah, I'm not unpleased with how we move it. We need to complete a higher percentage of passes. Some of that is pressure, some of it's inexperience, and we'll get better at that as we go. In the past, we've completed most years 50 to 60% of our passes. I think when Hawkins was a senior, he was over 60%. So, we can get there. It's just a matter of the experience at the quarterback position and receivers catching the ball.
All right, well, you have East St. Louis tonight. Let's talk about how practice was this week and some of the stuff you were working on.
Well, you'll see us with a couple different formations. We're going to work a tackle over formation, where when we sprint out, we want to get another blocker over there. It's an unbalanced set, just to get one more blocker on the side that we're sprinting out to. Try to get Philando out in the perimeter a little bit, where he's got a run pass option. And then you'll see some single back. Kennedy will be out on the perimeter a little bit, running some jet stuff, and also we'll throw the ball a little bit to him there too. So we've got some stuff in where if they just pack it, and you're going to see them. They've got 4 guys on the. They run a 4-4 at times, or a 3-4, and they're 4-4. They're just packing it in between the tackles, and they just put 8 guys in there, and it's just tough to run it. Belleville East runs the ball between the tackles. I mean, that's what they do, and they just got completely shut down with their running game last week, and they ended up going to the air a little bit, and they did score 1 touchdown in the air. So if East Side takes that away, we got to be able to answer with that. And that's what we come up with. We just try to get the ball in the perimeter.
Let's talk about the Flyers for a second. Usually a perennial offensive powerhouse in the conference, but they are kind of still struggling for their offense.
Yeah, they're awfully young. I mean, you're going to look at them, and they look like in years past very big, physical, athletic, good football players, but they're young. They have a little bit of a numbers problem this year. There's no sophomore game tomorrow because they don't have enough players to play a sophomore JV game. And so a lot of those kids are playing varsity, and they're good football players, but they're young kids. And I think that's maybe the vulnerability. Whether we'll be able to take advantage of that, we'll see. Defensively,
they're still pretty good.
Yeah, they're very good. I think both sides of the ball they're good. Their quarterback's real good. I mean, he's a physical kid. good arm. He's a big kid. Like I said, he doesn't have the experience that some of the kids that they've had there in the past have. They had a kid score 3 touchdowns last week that, according to their stats, that he hadn't touched the ball all year, and he scores 3 touchdowns. So where did he come from? He's been in their lower levels, and you leaned on him a little bit, and it was his turn to shine, and he rose to the occasion. So, they've got the kids in their program. It's just a matter of them putting them on the field in the right place and figuring out how to make it work.
Defensively for the Kahawks, you're without Dennis Kress, who is injured, has a fumble and an interception this year. So what happened to him, and who's replacing him?
He's got a shoulder injury that hopefully it's not serious, and hopefully we can have him back next week. Ryan Brunton will start in his place tonight, and also get Cornelius Walker over there, some playing secondary. Remember, we started the season thinking he was going to be a full-time defensive player, and then we're going to find ways to get him on the field on offense. Well, we kind of switched that in the second week, and it paid off. He had 2 touchdowns against Triad, and then but he's played some defense each week also. We may ask him to do a little bit more than normal tonight.
What do you have to do to pull out a victory tonight, Coach?
We've got to keep them out of the end zone and get in the end zone. And, we're going to have to play good football. We've got to tackle. And we have to score at the end of our drives. And, we need to take advantage of, if they make a young mistake that a kid makes, we need to take advantage of it. We need to score points.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Okay.
Thank you. And that's head coach Mike Liljegren of the Collinsville Kahawks. We will take a break here on the Culp Jennings pregame show. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups for you. That comes your way next. You're listening to Collinsville Kahawk Sports on the KahawkSportsNetwork.com.
Are you the main attraction?
I am the main attraction.
I am the main attraction.
I am the main attraction.
I'm the main attraction in the office.
I am the main attraction on my special day. Become the main attraction.
And once again, a very good evening, everyone, as we welcome you back to East St. Louis High School. We are at Clyde Jordan Stadium as we get ready to bring you coverage of the Collinsville Kahawks taking on the East St. Louis Flyers. This pregame show is brought to you by Culp Jennings. Since 1939, Culp Jennings Florist has provided quality flowers and plants to Collinsville and the surrounding area. New owner and Collinsville graduate, the absent Mike Ogle, invite you to stop in and see all the new changes to the store. Reasonable prices, quality designs make Culp Jennings Florist your place to go for all of life's special events. From birthdays and anniversaries to weddings and new arrivals, they can customize your order to fit any budget. Culp Jennings Florist now carries the Wally Bag line of handbags and jewelry. These designer-inspired purses come in a variety of styles and colors, perfect for any occasion. Other new products also include Avante greeting cards, handmade picture frames, lighted arrangements, and sympathy stones. As always, free delivery to local funeral homes. Culp Jennings Florist are located at 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. You can check them out online at culpjennings.com, or you can give them a call the old-fashioned way, 344-0404. East St. Louis won the coin toss, but they have declined, and thus the Kahawks will be getting the ball first. And once again, leading the offense is going to be quarterback Philando Wilkinson, but we will see Connor Zabalia come into the game, the coach has told us. Running back is Kennedy Mayweather. Wide receivers are Chuck Lamb, Damian Berkla, and Cornelius Walker. Plus, you'll see every once in a while the tight end Zach Mathis in there as well. Your offensive tackles are Josh Harris and Justin Akeley. Your guards, Josh McLean and Nate Givens. And the center once again tonight is going to be Drew Pikey. On defense, when the defense gets to take the field, Quaron King is one of your defensive tackles, as well as Harry Uhera, Isaiah Gray. Linebackers include Henry Weinreich, Brandon Fisher, Cody Reynolds, and Dylan Johnson, along with Nick Reichert. Your corner is going to be Jamal Wellmaker and Ryan Brunton. Brunton is going to get the start in place of Dennis Kress, as you heard Coach Liljegren talk on the pregame interview. And, of course, your safety is going to be Jordan Reichert, the freshman, who came in a couple of times last week as a backup quarterback to spell Connor Zabalia, and he's had a couple of throws, but nothing to really write home about. So, the East St. Louis Flyers, they're going to be led by Demas Jones. He is their quarterback. He has completed 40 of 109 passing attempts this season for 36.7%. He's thrown 3 touchdowns and 4 interceptions and has a passer rating of 59%. Doing the bulk of the rushing for East St. Louis is going to be Kendrick Lewis. He has 46 touches so far this year for 164 yards. Still has yet to find the end zone, and he is carrying the ball for an average of about 3.6 yards per carry. Leading receiver for the Flyers is Daniel Williams. He's caught 12 passes for 175 yards, 1 touchdown, and 14.6 yards per catch on average. And Cryon Watson leads the team in defense for the Flyers. He has 32 tackles, 8 assists for a total of 40, and he has 1 fumble recovery on the year. We'll pass along some of the Kahawk stats to you as soon as we get things going, which we are. East St. Louis kicks the ball off, and they kick it short. It takes a bounce right into the chest of the oncoming Kahawk, who gets it out to the 29-yard line. So the Collinsville Kahawks will start 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. Philando Wilkinson, 6 for 19 on the year, for 80 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions, or a quarterback rating of 30%. He'll primarily hand the ball off to Kennedy Mayweather, who has 57 touches for 220 yards, a couple of touchdowns, and Mayweather is averaging 4.2 yards per carry. Cornelius Walker leads the receiving group with 133 yards on 5 catches. He has 3 touchdowns. He hasn't caught the ball a lot, but when he does, it's pretty good, as he's averaging 26.6 yards per game. So here are the Collinsville Kahawks traveling from our left to right, dressed in their road whites with the purple helmets. Wilkinson back in quarterback. He rolls out to his right-hand side. He's looking for Walker, and Walker falls down at the 50-yard line as the ball bounced in front of him, about 5 yards shorter than the route was ran at about the 45-yard line. So we are underway. 11:50 left to go here in the first quarter. We are just getting started. Collinsville facing now a 2nd and 10 from their own 29-yard line.
Walker was looking to receive that one, and he turned around to go back for it, and he slipped down and fell.
This is a synthetic field here, so you don't have the traditional mud puddles that may have been caused by a weekend's worth of rain. And it did rain as we pulled up here this afternoon, but it stopped shortly after, and it's a very nice evening now. Two wide receivers on the near, on the far, and it's a handoff to Mayweather. Mayweather is going to try the right side. He gets a little burst of speed, gets it out to the 40-yard line, and he's going to pick himself up a first down. So last week, Collinsville had 3 first downs via penalty flags before they had one of their own right. This week, the first down of the game belonging to Collinsville is a 11-yard run by Kennedy Mayweather, and that sets up a brand new set of downs. It's going to be 1st and 10 from Collinsville's 41-yard line.
Good end around there by Mayweather to go around the right side there, and he found enough yardage for a first down, and then he was hit out of bounds.
Chuck Lamb on the far side of the field lines up as a wide receiver. Cornelius Walker on the near side. Here's the snap as Wilkinson once again in shotgun. It's completed out to the 46-yard line. So a gain of 5 on the play for Cornelius Walker and the Collinsville Kahawks.
Quick out to Walker there. 3 Flyers were on him real quickly, but no yards after the catch.
Like those quick passes, doesn't give the defensive line a big chance to get back there and try to sack Philando Wilkinson.
Yeah, good quick pass. Don't let that defensive line of the Flyers get that penetration and get the sack.
Lionel Burke stands on the left side of Philando Wilkinson. Mayweather is in the I formation, and we have contact at the line of scrimmage as Collinsville jumped off sides, and it's going to be a false start.
Yeah, Josh Harris jumped ahead before everybody else did, and he was false start.
11:04 left to play here in quarter number 1. We're just getting underway. We're no score right now. Collinsville first to touch the ball. They have 1 first down on this drive after the penalty. It'll be 2nd down and 10. That will erase the 5-yard gain on the catch from Cornelius Walker. This time, both Walker and Lamb line up on the far side. Philando Wilkinson rolls out to his left. He's looking to pass. He does so and throws it right in the middle of the field to Lamb, and Lamb bobbled it and then dropped it. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Kahawks.
Lamb couldn't hold on to it. He was bobbling it, trying to catch it and run upfield at the same time, and no keeping it there for him.
Yeah, we ran into that a few times last week when receivers wanted to run with the ball before they actually had it in their grasp, and that ends up costing them. And this time, the completion would have gotten them at least to the 50-yard line. There was a East St. Louis linebacker all over Lamb as he touched the ball, so he would have at least gotten to the 50, would have made it 3rd and 1, but now we're facing a 3rd and 10. Wilkinson back to pass once again. He's being pressured. It's a screen play up in the middle of the field, and it's intercepted. It was tipped in the air, and it was picked off by Kyron Watson, the junior linebacker who stands 6 foot, 205 pounds. Not really sure who tipped it, but Watson was the beneficiary of the tip, and East St. Louis has the ball deep into Collinsville territory. They're going to set up camp 1st and 10 from the Kahawks' 35-yard line.
It was a screen pass. They were looking for Wilkinson in 55. Demarius Loving tipped that into the hands of Watson, and the Flyers will take over in deep in Kahawk territory.
So here come the Flyers, as I mentioned, led by Demas Jones. He wears number 1. Flyers are dressed in their white trousers with blue jerseys, a little bit of orange on the sleeves and on the shoulder pads, and the white helmets. They travel from our right to our left. 1st and 10 for the Flyers from the Collinsville 35-yard line. There's a handoff, and it goes to Kendrick Lewis. Lewis finds himself a little daylight after initially getting some contact at the line of scrimmage and takes it all the way out to the 28-yard line.
Lewis broke the first tackle, but then Max Lyons was able to wrap him up, keep him from running for the first down, but it's 2nd and short. 2nd
down and about 3 yards to go now for East St. Louis, as Collinsville looking to turn up the defense here and stop points from being scored on that turnover. Here's another handoff. Same person, Kendrick Lewis. This time he runs into a swarm of white jerseys and gains nothing on the play.
Cody Reynolds was able to stop him there, maybe knock him back for a 1-yard loss.
Coming up on 10 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. No score. Collinsville, they were moving the ball, and then a penalty knocked them back to a 3rd and 10, and an interception on 3rd and 10 gives East St. Louis the ball. And after a gain on the first play, nothing on the second play, we find ourselves with 3rd down and 4 from Collinsville's 29-yard line. Here's the snap. Back to throw it is going to be Jones. Jones is looking. He throws. He's got a man open, and up the sidelines he goes. That is close inside. That's Kyron Watson, the man who came up with the interception. And Watson has a first down, and it's 1st and goal for East St. Louis.
Yep, First tackle he broke, and then he broke the run and got into the red zone now. They're inside the 10-yard line of the Kahawks.
They're going to call it the 9, so a gain of 20 on the play for Mr. Watson. Kendrick Lewis stands to the left-hand side. Here's the handoff to Lewis. He gets through the line of scrimmage, breaks one tackle, and can't break the second one, but he gets down to the 4-yard line, so it's going to be 2nd and goal for the Flyers from the Collinsville 4. 9:15 left to play here in the opening quarter. 2nd down and goal. East St. Louis from the Collinsville 4. Split backs, and Kendrick Lewis is the deep man. Demas Jones going up to the line of scrimmage, and now back in shotgun. He's going to hand the ball off to Lewis, and Lewis is going to go into the end zone for a touchdown.
Wide open hole there. Lewis found the hole and got out of the end zone. 4-yard touchdown run.
Didn't take long after the turnover for East St. Louis to capitalize on it, and if you were Coach Mike Liljegren and the Collinsville Kahawks, that's not the way you wanted to start.
Fall behind early, you're going to be playing catch-up this whole game. If you have any chance, you can't fall behind like this.
8:55 left to play as the field goal attempt is forthcoming. Jones, the quarterback, is the holder. The kick is up, and it is going to fall a little short and a little bit wide to the left, and no good. So after a turnover by Collinsville, East St. Louis drives 35 yards in a very short amount of time and takes themselves a 6-0 lead, and Collinsville will try to see if they can answer after the ensuing kickoff. Let's go ahead and thank some of our sponsors here on the KahawkSportsNetwork.com, such as Clodex Carpet Cleaning. A happy customer is their goal. A family-owned business that will provide much more detail and better pricing than corporate guys. Give them a chance to let you earn their business. You won't be disappointed. Give Blake Turner a call today. His number is 616-3310. So Collinsville will have to regroup and see if they can find their way to the end zone. They moved the ball pretty well at the opening of the game on their first initial drive. Picked up a first down, but then a tipped ball was intercepted by East St. Louis, and they turned it into 6 points.
They're moving the ball, and then the penalty pushed them back, and they got to a position they didn't really like, having to pass the ball. They tried the screen pass, and it was intercepted.
Yeah, we talked about that with Coach Liljegren during the pregame show. Lots of penalties called in last week's game. Here is the kickoff. This one's going to be a low line drive once again, and once again the Kahawk fumbles it, and it's picked up off the ground, and Brunton takes it and gets it up to almost the 30-yard line. We'll call it the 29-yard line, and once again Collinsville will start 1st and 10 from their own 29.
That's where they started before.
Kind of like deja vu all over again.
Maybe we can get some better results here, move the ball some more, maybe take a shot downfield.
Brunton got a lot of touches last week on kickoffs. After the initial kickoff team in the year was Dylan Johnson and Matt Hill. So here comes Philando Wilkinson once again. This time we have Berkla lined up on the far side, Walker and Lamb on the far side. That is Mayweather lined up in the slot as a slot receiver. Philando Wilkinson in shotgun has Berkla to his right-hand side. Here's the snap. It's a fake handoff to Mayweather. I bet now he wishes he would have handed it to Mayweather because Philando Wilkinson was sacked all the way back at the 20-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 9 on the play.
Big penetration there by 94. Julius Jackson just busted through and sacked Wilkinson. 7-yard loss. Now the Kahawks are already in deep territory on the first play.
Well, I guess they said his knee was down at the 22-yard line when everybody was stacked up at the 20-yard line. So we'll call the loss of 7. 2nd down and 17 for Collinsville from their own 22-yard line. Here's the snap. Here's the handoff. It goes to Mayweather. He zigs, he zags, and he gets it about to the 25-yard line. They're going to call it the 24, so a gain of 2 on the play. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and long for Collinsville.
94 Jackson of East St. Louis getting in there again, stopping the run.
Julius Jackson, 6'3" senior, 220 pounds for the Flyers, making that stop. Now we break huddle, and Walker lines up on the near side as a receiver. On the far side is Chuck Lamb. And now Walker is going to shift positions and go all the way over to the far side. So the near side is empty as we have Mayweather and Burks back behind Wilkinson, who takes it, rolls out to his left, throws the ball deep downfield. He's got a man wide open, but the throw ball is out of bounds. And I tell you what, Chuck Lamb was wide open. There wasn't anybody within 10 yards of him. And if he could have pulled that ball in, that would have been 6 points.
Yeah, Wilkinson back there running for his life. Maybe didn't set himself and throw as good of a throw as he could have. Lamb was wide open, and he would have taken that to the house, but it just goes out into the track there, incomplete.
So Philando Wilkinson will be on to punt now. Back deep for East St. Louis is going to be Daniel Williams, listed as a wide receiver on the roster. He's a senior, 6'3", 200 pounds. He is joined back there by Gregory Taylor now. Both of them stand near the 40-yard line. Here's the snap. Here's the punt. It's high and it's deep. Nice kick there by Philando Wilkinson. That backs the ball up all the way up to the 30-yard line, taken there by Gregory Taylor. There's a flag on the play. Taylor busts through all kinds of tackles. He's going to go all the way to the house. He has one man to beat. That's Philando Wilkinson. He's going to outrun him all the way down for a touchdown. We'll have to see what the flag is. Maybe an illegal block in the back.
Yeah, it's not going to count. It was a legal block. 88, Lonnie Burks of the Chaos got blocked in the back by, it was the first block of the play, and that's what busted the Flyer free, but it ain't going to count. They're going to be deep back in their own territory. It's not going to be a touchdown.
Gregory Taylor ran 70 yards, the 5'11", 176-pound junior, and he's out of wind for no reason at all, as that ball is going to be brought back. The reception was made at the 30-yard line. The flag stands right now at the 32-yard line, and yes, it is officially against East St. Louis, so the Flyers will be backed up.
Penalties really hurt East St. Louis last week in their game at Belleville East, but they were able to overcome it and still win that game.
After the penalty, the ball is going to be backed all the way up to the 22-yard line, so the Flyers will start 1st and 10 from their own 22, and now is when you need the Collinsville defense to step up. So, Demas Jones will operate in the deepest part of the field yet tonight. Their first possession was on Collinsville's 35. This one is going to be on their own 22. 7 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. East St. Louis leading 6-0. Here's the snap. There's the handoff. This one is going to go to Lewis, and Lewis is going to get up to the 25-yard line, so a gain of 3 on the play.
Henry Weinreich getting in the box there, chasing the runner down. Lewis only got a couple yards, but there's a penalty on the play.
There is a penalty on the play. I heard someone yell late hit, so we'll have to see. It is a personal foul, and it is against Collinsville, so that is the case. And that's going to give East St. Louis extra yardage on the play.
Well, another penalty on the Kahawks there. Move them up about 15 yards. East St. Louis will go. They got a good enough offense. We can't be out there helping them out.
Well, it's kind of been a thorn in the side of the Collinsville Kahawks so far this year, is those penalties that come after the whistle. We had a bunch of them last week. 15-yard penalty, so a first down for East St. Louis on their own 40-yard line. Wide receivers, 2 on the far, 1 on the near, split backs on either side of the quarterback, Demas Jones. Now he moves up to the line of scrimmage, barks out some signals, back in the shotgun he goes. Here's the snap, back to passes Jones. He's looking on the near side, he's throwing, he's got a man open, and a diving catch. Nope, they're going to call it incomplete. I thought I saw it hit the ground too. The ball hit the ground just as Trayvon Platter came up with the ball. I think he got his hands on the ball and couldn't quite pull it into his chest before the ball hit the ground.
Can't blame East St. Louis for trying the big pass there, one-on-one coverage on each side. Chaos are stacking the box there, and they went for the big play there. Walker was on him, but just dove down and couldn't make the catch, was the Flyer.
So 2nd down and 10. Yeah, Walker was a couple of steps behind Prater. Prater lines up on the near side. On the far side, you have Daniel Williams and Joaquin Griffin. One lone setback. And now we have a player coming on late. That is going to be Donald Driver, not the one who plays for Green Bay. There's a fumble, and jumping back on top of it was Jones, but all the way back at East St. Louis's 30-yard line. They're going to call it the 32-yard line. So a loss of 8 on the play.
The player running in late, I don't think Jones was ready for the snap yet, and he looked down, and the ball was right there. It went off his hand.
So 3rd and 18 now from the Flyers' 32-yard line. Big third down here for Collinsville. They need to pull out a stop here. Here is Jones. He's looking once again down the sideline, and this time he overthrows Prater. but a lot better coverage there by Cornelius Walker for Collinsville, and that will bring up 4th down for the Flyers. They're going to have to punt for the first time tonight.
Good defensive stand for the Cahoks. They also got a little help on the bad snap by the Flyers, so they'll force them to punt here for the first time.
6:01 left to play here in quarter number 1. 6-0 in favor of the Flyers. Collinsville should get pretty decent field position out of this as Cornelius Walker and Dylan Johnson head back to collect the punt that is going to be coming off of the foot of Demas Johnson. So both quarterbacks are also the team's punters for their respective teams. And Jones is going to let this one go from his 20. Standing back on their own 30 is Johnson. And Walker, this one's a tip ball on the punt, and it's going to head out of bounds in front of the Kahok bench at the 40-yard line of the East St. Louis Flyers. So the Collinsville Kahawks will start in East St. Louis territory.
I think Kahawks came rushing in there and was able to get that line into the back of the Flyers, and his kick just went off the back of one of the Flyers players. So
5:54, yeah. Nice field position for Collinsville. 5:54 left to play here in the first quarter, 6-0 after an interception early in this quarter. Brought back 35 yards by the Flyers. And now Philando Wilkinson will go back to work as the Collinsville Kahawks are back on offense. Lamb lines up on the near. On the far is Berkla. Back to pass goes Wilkinson. He rolls, he throws, he has a man right at the 40-yard line, which was the line of scrimmage, and driven backwards and out of bounds. That was Lionel Burks. No gain on the play.
Yeah, Burks caught it at the line of scrimmage, and the Flyer player was right on him and pushed him back. Might have even lost a yard.
So that'll bring up 2nd down, and we are going to call it 1-yard loss on the play. So 2nd and 11 for Collinsville. They move it on up to the line of scrimmage. You have Lamb and Walker lined up on the far side. Walker in the slot. In the shotgun once again, Philando Wilkinson. He has Burks and Mayweather behind him, and here's the handoff to Mayweather. Mayweather tries the left-hand side, has a little bit of room, gets it across the 45-yard line, or excuse me, the 35-yard line to about the 34-yard line, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and about 4 to go for Collinsville.
Mayweather found a hole there, picked up about 7 yards, so now it's a manageable 3rd down situation for the Cahoks.
3rd and 4 from the 34-yard line of East St. Louis. Walker lines up on the near side sideline. In the slot next to him is Lamb. No wide receiver on the far side. Wilkinson in shotgun once again. He hands the ball off, and once again it's Mayweather. And Mayweather has a 1st down. Gets it across the 30-yard line, just across the 30-yard line to the 29, and that will move the chains for Collinsville.
Mayweather got a good head of steam there and just busted through that hole.
4:34 left to play here in the first quarter. 6-0 in favor of East St. Louis. Collinsville on the move. They have not sniffed the end zone in quite some time after being shut out last week. At home against Belleville West, they would love to put the ball into the orange end zone and tie this thing up, pending the extra point. Here's another handoff to Mayweather. Mayweather tries the left-hand side, and he gets across the line of scrimmage and picks up another 6 yards on the play.
More Mayweather keep getting those 6-yard gains. They'll keep working for the Cahoks.
Mayweather, as we mentioned, came in with 220 yards on 52 carries. The average is 4.2 yards a carry, and I think he's pretty even with that right about now.
He got a large chunk of that 220 yards in the triad game.
So 2nd down and 4, we're going to call it, from the 22-yard line. Here's the snap, and once again it's a handoff to Mayweather. He tries the right side this time, and he got about 2 yards before he was brought down. So the ball will be placed at the 21-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and about a long 3 to go.
He's looking to get outside, but the Flyer player was there to deny that, so he had to cut back in and get what he could out of the play.
3:20 left to play here in the first quarter. 6-0 in favor of East St. Louis. Collinsville on the move. 3rd and 3 from the 21-yard line. Walker lines up on the near side. Lamb lines up on the far side. Burks and Mayweather are your running backs. In the shotgun once again is Philando Wilkinson. Here's the snap. He's going to hand it off to Mayweather. Mayweather's going to try the left-hand side. He runs into a little bit of trouble, but gets around just enough to get a 1st down, and he's knocked out of bounds and picked up about 3 more yards after that, all the way down to the 13-yard line.
Stayed with the play there, kept trying to turn the corner and just busted through. Got about 8 yards, and the Cahoks won't be 1st and goal yet, but they're getting down there.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. 3 minutes left to play here in this first quarter. Collinsville looking pretty good after this opening possession. Started on the 40-yard line, not opening possession. Second possession of the ball game started on the Flyers' 40-yard line. They're going to stick with what's gotten them there so far, and that would be Kennedy Mayweather. And Mayweather takes it right up the gut to the 10-yard line, gain of 2 on the play. That'll bring up a second down and 8 to go for a first down. They can get a first down at the 2-yard line.
Yep, just about the 2-yard line there, so Chaos could have a bunch of shots to crack this end zone here.
It's been a steady diet of Kennedy Mayweather here for the last handful of plays. So you think East St. Louis is probably looking for that. Now would be a good time for a pass play. Walker lines up on the near side. In the slot is Chuck Lamb. Burks and Mayweather, your running backs. Here's a snap. It's a little high, but Wilkinson hauls it down. He rolls out to his right, has to shift direction, rolls back to his left, looking for some protection, and he goes in for the touchdown.
They're going to call a penalty on that block by Mathis. Looked like Wilkinson had something there, but Mathis put that block there, and I guess they're going to call that an illegal block.
Flag on the play, and it is an illegal block against Collinsville, so just when the Kahawks get things going, once again, another flag will bite them in the butt and send them back. It'll remain second down, but it will not be second down and 8. Instead, it'll be second down and about 13. 2:11 left to play here in the first quarter. Collinsville smelling that end zone. Ball placed all the way back at the 21-yard line, so second down and 19 after the penalty. Wide receivers once again, Walker and Lamb. Lamb lines up in the slot. Berkla not in there this play. Burks stands to the left. Here is a pass that's going to be dropped by Walker, and it's probably a good thing he did. He probably would have lost a couple of yards on the play anyway.
They're trying them quick passes every time.
So that'll bring up third down and 19 to go for a first. That penalty sure did hurt.
Yeah, Wilkinson did a good job to keep that play alive, but Mathis was trying to keep him out there and put that block on, but got called for the penalty.
So Collinsville facing a third and long. Third and 19, 2:07 left to play here in this first quarter. 6-0 in favor of East St. Louis. It's been a long time since Collinsville has beaten East St. Louis. 1998 was the last time. Yep. Wilkinson in the shotgun. Same receivers, same set. Here is a pitch back. It's going to go to Mayweather. Mayweather's going to be in trouble. He's going to go down in a heap all the way back at the 29-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 8 on the play. And that might have just taken Collinsville out of field goal range as well.
One penalty takes the whole drive away from the Kahawks. They were moving the ball, got down to the 12-yard line, almost had a touchdown, but penalty took it out away. Yeah,
they're not even going to try to field goal here. They're going to go for it on fourth down. The ball sits on the 28-yard line. It is now 4th and 26. Wide receivers everywhere, 2 on the far, 2 on the near, one of those being Mayweather. He'll probably come in motion. Nope, he doesn't. Here's the snap. Back to passes Wilkinson. He's going to try the end zone for Walker, but he's going to overthrow it, and he overthrows everybody, and actually it landed outside of the end zone. So a turnover on downs will give East St. Louis the ball back, and that was a squandered opportunity there for the Collinsville Kahawks to put some points on the board.
That was a good drive. It got him down to the 12, Todd, but once again another penalty ruined the drive for the Kahawks.
Let's go ahead and thank more of our sponsors. If you need to make sense of investing, want a financial investor that cares about your well-being, give Jason Regg a call of Edward Jones at 618-344-0252. Jason would like to wish all the Kahawk athletes good luck this year. So East St. Louis back out onto the field. Demas Jones is going to be under center this time. Lone setback is Kendrick Lewis on the far side of the field. One wide receiver on the near side, the other one. That is Daniel Williams and Prater. Here is the handoff. It's going to go to Lewis, and Lewis just gets back to the line of scrimmage on this play.
Harry Uehara got in there and made the stop before Lewis could get much penetration. No gain on that play.
Final minute here in the first quarter. East St. Louis leading 6-0 after they marched 35 yards after an interception to score the lone touchdown in this game and the missed extra point. Once again, Jones lines up under center. He's going to go back to pass. He throws the ball, and it's off of the fingertips of the intended receiver, Gregory Taylor. So that'll bring up third down. And 45 seconds left to play here in this first quarter.
Taylor was the flyer that came out of nowhere last week and had that big game against Belleville East.
So Jones trots all the way to the sideline to get the play this time, and now heads back to the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
Taylor once again lined up as a wide receiver on the far side. On the near side, it's Daniel Williams. Lewis is the lone setback. Here's the throw, and into a bunch of traffic, and that ball falls incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down for East St. Louis, and they'll have to punt once again, and they will do so deep in their own territory with 41.6 seconds left to play here in this first quarter.
Passes aren't there for the Flyers today. Their young receiving core just can't haul them in again today.
Yeah, Taylor is a junior, 5'11", 176 pounds. Missed on that one. And Daniel Williams, a senior, 6'3", 200 pounds. So Jones will go back to punt. He'll let this one go from about the 15-yard line. Deep in their own territory is Dylan Johnson and Cornelius Walker. Flag on the play as I hear the coaches next door saying that East St. Louis moved, and that's the call.
I think 25 here on the end just moved a little bit as Kahok player was jumping around in front of him, and he reacted just a little bit. It'll be a 5-yard penalty.
That'll be Kendall Poe. He is a sophomore. Lots of sophomores on this team, and a bunch of freshmen sprinkled in there as well. So now, after the 5-yard penalty, Jones will kick the ball from about his 10-yard line once he gets his hand on it, and now Johnson moves up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to put a rush on. Walker is the lone man back to collect this punt. It is high, but it is short. It is angled toward the Collinsville sideline. It takes a East St. Louis bounce momentarily, and the ball is out of bounds on Collinsville's 48-yard line. So the Kahawks will start 1st and 10 from their own 48, and once again in pretty good starting field position.
The Cats are doing anything to get East St. Louis nervous down there on them punts. They got a little bit of a block on the last one. This one was a bit better, but still definitely good field position starting near midfield.
33 seconds left to play here in this first quarter. 6-0 in favor of East St. Louis. Let's go ahead and thank Orchard Shell, family owned and operated since 1968. Complete auto care, plus U-Haul, and friendly, courteous customer service every time. Check them out online, orchardshell.com. Wilkinson back in at quarterback. Burks and Mayweather, the running backs. Wide receivers, both of them lined up on the near side as the ball is handed off to Mayweather. Mayweather is going to try to roll around the right-hand side, but he is tripped up right at the last second by Wilbert Jones of East St. Louis, and that's a loss of 2 on the play.
Shoestring tackle there by Wilbert Jones. Mayweather looking to turn the corner. Might have been able to get 5 yards, but it's a bit of a loss instead.
That will probably be the last play of the first quarter as we are down to 5 seconds to go, and we will not get a playoff. So after 1 quarter of play, the East St. Louis Flyers lead your Collinsville Kahawks 6-0 back after this. We are back at Clyde Jordan Stadium in East St. Louis. Todd Duke, Chris Kettler along with you. As we now go to the second quarter, let's go ahead and thank some more of our sponsors, such as Chiropractic Works. They are a local wellness center focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives by addressing toxicity, stress, and undetected nerve damage. Chiropractic Works and Dr. Chris McCluskey utilize the latest in technology to identify and eliminate underlying causes of disease, helping thousands of local residents live healthy, energetic lives. Give them a call, 343-3602. That is Chiropractic Works in Collinsville. Here is Philando Wilkinson going back to pass. He throws the ball and it bounces right in front of Chuck Lamb, so no gain on the play, and that's going to bring up 3rd down. 3rd down and about 12 to go after Mayweather lost 2 on the previous running play that ended the first quarter. We're underway in the second quarter, 6-0 in favor of East St. Louis, but so far I've kind of liked the way the Collinsville Kahawks are playing, especially on defense.
I like the running attack, Todd. Mayweather's done good. They got up there on the field, but just if we could just cut out the penalties, they might have found the end zone yet.
Could have had a touchdown if it wasn't for a penalty, and this game would be tied, or at least Collinsville may be leading by 1 point. Wide receivers on the near side this time, Lamb and Walker. Here's the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Mayweather. Mayweather busted around the right-hand side, and he has a first down and a little bit more as he moves his way into East St. Louis territory. They're going to get him real close to the first down marker. He might have got knocked out of bounds right at the first down marker. They're going to go ahead and move the chains and give it to him, though.
They're going to give it to him. It's about a 13-yard gain.
Yeah. Needed 13 to get the first down, and he got just that. 11:48 left to play here in quarter number 2. Collinsville on the march once again. Offensively, they've been moving the ball well. They were moving the ball during the interception in the first quarter that gave East St. Louis their 6 points. And, of course, they moved the ball pretty well last time before a penalty doomed things. Here's Mayweather once again, and he's going to get stopped for a loss. About a 4-yard loss all the way back to the 45-yard line.
94, Julius Jackson busting through again. He's had some good plays on defense for the Flyers.
Man, Jackson's a big kid, 6'3", 220-pound senior. And Collinsville looking to get some points on the board for the first time in over 4 quarters.
Second quarter of the third game, so at least 6 and 7 quarters after that quarter ended.
So second down and 14 from the 45-yard line. Back to throw is Wilkinson. He finds Cornelius Walker at the 40, but he's knocked backwards after that, so they'll give him forward progress, and it'll be a gain of about 4 on the play. Back to the original line of scrimmage. And that will be third down and 10 for Collinsville from the East St. Louis 41-yard line. Collinsville breaks huddle once again. Here is Lamb lined up on the near side. Into the slot moves Cornelius Walker, so Mayweather and Burks remain your running backs. Burks stands to the left-hand side of Philando Wilkinson. Wilkinson takes the snap. He's going to go back. He's looking to throw. He's looking. Now he's being pressured, and he throws the ball away. That was a good play by Philando Wilkinson. He was well outside of the box for intentional grounding as he ran about 10 yards straight toward the press box here before he finally threw the ball away. So good coverage by East St. Louis is going to bring up fourth down for Collinsville.
Their defense tied up Wilkinson again downfield. All the men were tied up, and Wilkinson was just scrambling back, and 94 Jackson was right in his face, and all he could do was throw the ball away.
So Gregory Taylor and Daniel Williams will go back deep for East St. Louis. Philando Wilkinson will punt the ball away. He'll do so from about midfield. So a well-placed kick could get this thing inside the 10. Here's the snap. Kick is on the way. And it is going to be caught at the 5-yard line. Probably a bad move there by Daniel Williams. But Williams somehow or another gets out of it. Now he's on the run all the way in front of the Collinsville bench to the 35-yard line. Puts on another good move. And finally he is taken down from behind by Burks. By Burks. Or else he would have been gone for 6.
And he broke the tackle inside the 2-yard line there and had plenty of room to run. And he broke another tackle about the 30-yard line, and then Burks drug him down just as he crossed midfield, and then the near side official has thrown a flag of some sort.
So we'll have to wait and see what the penalty is.
They're just going to give him a sideline warning, so there's no yardage marked off on this one. And further,
they were all getting excited and moving out onto the field, trying to root on Daniel Williams as he looked like he was going to take it all the way to the house, but Burks saved that from happening. So that was a nice punt by Philando Wilkinson as Williams caught the ball inside the 5-yard line, and for a moment there I thought he was going to be downed there as Collinsville got some deep penetration on the punt coverage, but somehow or another Williams got out of it.
He was just too elusive there. He did backtrack a few yards and wondered if he might have stepped in the end zone and get caught back for a safety.
So 1st and 10 for East St. Louis, and now the officials call a timeout.
That chain's still got to get set up here.
I think the chain's kind of kinked.
Yeah.
They're trying to get the knot out of the chain. I think they ought to use ropes.
Get that set up over there.
10:07 left to play here in the first half. 6-0 in favor of East St. Louis, so Collinsville very much in this game. Just some bad breaks here and there, a bad penalty. resulting in a touchdown being taken away from Collinsville, and now this almost 50-yard return on the punt has East St. Louis in Collinsville territory at the 45-yard line. Here is Jones. He is going to hand the ball off, and off with a burst of speed is Kendrick Lewis, and Lewis is close to a first down. Matter of fact, he's going to get the first down, so give him 11 yards on the play. So Lewis picks up 11, and will move the chains for East St. Louis with 10 minutes left to play here in this first half.
Big burst of speed coming out of the backfield from Lewis.
So Collinsville will have to stiffen up that defense. They have wide receivers, 2 on the far, 1 on the near. Now Jones is directing traffic with his running backs. Jones takes the snap. He is going to hand the ball off, and he does so to Marvin Young, the 6', 190-pound sophomore.
Marvin Young's first carry of the game.
And he picks up about 6 on the play. So it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 4 to go from the 28-yard line of the Kahawks. Here's the snap, and once again, same play, and this time Young will pick up the first down all the way down to Collinsville's 21-yard line. So a gain of 7 on the play for Marvin Young. And the Flyers are moving the ball on this drive. 9:08 left to play here in the first half. East St. Louis looking to add to that 6-0 lead, and now we have flags on the play just as the ball was handed off once again.
This new running back, Young, comes in. They have a lot of running backs they go to. They had Nate Strong, their big running back, coming into the season, and he's been hurt since the second game.
Well, the Kahawks just gave him 5 more yards on an offside penalty. So that'll move the ball all the way down to the 16-yard line. And Collinsville doesn't need to help the Flyers move the ball. They're doing a pretty good job all on their own on this drive. Penalties, penalties, penalties. As East St. Louis now has a 1st and 5 from the Collinsville 16-yard line. Jones in shotgun once again. Here is the snap, and once again, it's going to be handed off to Young, who finds himself, he almost got tackled in the backfield, put on a nice move, got across the line of scrimmage, and picks up 4 yards on the play. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 1 for East St. Louis.
Max Lyons, the freshman, got out there, looked like he was going to stop him, but he put a move on him and cut back inside, and then Nick Reicher had to bring him down just short of the first down.
8:40 left to play here in the first half. East St. Louis on the move. It's 2nd down and 1 to go from the Collinsville 12-yard line. Here's the snap. And once again, Young is going to take the handoff, and he busts through the line of scrimmage all the way down to the 6-yard line. And East St. Louis will be looking to put it in the end zone as they'll have it 1st and goal from the Collinsville 6. Hurry up offense. Jones is directing traffic. I'm going to say they're going to hand the ball off to Young again. What do you think?
Yeah, it's working. They have 4 straight carries by Young.
And make that 5. Here is Young trying the left-hand side. He is taken down at about the 2-yard line. So that's going to bring up 2nd down and goal for East St. Louis.
Lyons stayed with it and wrapped him up, and then Dylan Johnson came in there and finished off the tackle, keep him out of the end zone. But
East St. Louis is doing more of that hurry-up offense, trying to keep Collinsville from making any substitutions defensively. They make 1 substitution right at the last second. In shotgun once again, it is Jones, and now we have a flag on the play. Or we have a whistle on the play, excuse me.
I think Collinsville called timeout. The player that ran off shouldn't have ran off or something. The Kahawks do call timeout.
Yeah, because it looks like right at the last second, Ryan Crow wanted to come back in there, or is that 64? That is Justin Akeley, 64, wanted to come back in. And he knew that if he would have, he probably would have been offside or something, because there was a lot of non-movement going on. Let's go ahead and take some more of our sponsors, such as Wish Upon a Star with Us. Going to Disney World, Disneyland, thinking about a Disney cruise? Check with Wish Upon a Star with Us travel specialists in Collinsville. They are your experts for Disney destinations. Not only can they get you the best price, they can save you time and stress in planning all the magical details. Look them up, www.wishuponastarwithus.com, or give them a call. 344-NEMO is how you can find Wish Upon a Star with Us. Well, the far side of the field is the visitor side, and there's a sparse crowd here of Collinsville Kahok fans. I would think that would be due to the Italian Fest going on in Collinsville this weekend.
Definitely, Todd. Everybody's checking out the Italian Fest this weekend. I'm just going to go check it out tomorrow. Friday night is football night.
Pretty sure that's where Mike Ogle is.
Somebody hunt him down.
Yeah. And the rest of you listening, thank you very much for doing so. Second down and goal for East St. Louis from the 2-yard line. Jones is going to keep it. He's going to take it in, and it's going to be a touchdown. That's going to make it 12-0 in favor of the Flyers with 7:48 left to play here in this first half on a keeper by Jones.
Jones just took the snap and moved forward with the pile there, and they didn't have to get too much to get that touchdown. And the Flyers are up 12-0.
So we'll see if the Flyers want to try to kick an extra point or they want to try to make up for the missed extra point and try to do a 2-point conversion here, and it looks like they're going to go for a 2-pointer.
Yeah, kicking game usually isn't their strong suit, but last week in Belleville East they did make three straight extra points, but now they're going to go for 2 here.
So Jones and company going for 2. One lone setback, that is Kendrick Lewis. I don't know, I'd bring Young in and give him a chance to carry the ball. Rolling out is the quarterback, and he bounces it right in front of the intended receiver, that is Gregory Taylor. So extra points are not forthcoming by East St. Louis here tonight, as East St. Louis has a 12-0 lead, 7:48 left to play here in this first half. Let's go ahead and thank some more of our sponsors, such as the Redmond Insurance Agency. Their approach based on honesty, integrity, and timely service has always been and continues to be simple, down-to-earth, and straightforward. This way, the client is assured of both competitive rates and superior service. Redmond Insurance Agency, taking care of your life and family for 3 generations. You can contact Kai or Bogey Redmond, and you can do so online. Redmond Agency, all one word, redmondagency.com.
Todd, that's just the difference in this game so far. Flyers are finishing the job in their possessions. They got 2 touchdowns. The Kahawks have had some good drives, but they just cannot find the end zone.
Well, they need to in a hurry here, or else this game will have the tendency to get out of hand, as some East St. Louis games tend to do. So back deep, Brunton and Cornelius Walker. John set to kick it off. It's another low line drive kick, and it takes a bounce right at the 20, and all of a sudden the ball is loose. It looks like Collinsville may have it. We'll have to wait for him to peel off the bodies from the pile, but I thought Collinsville might have gotten a hand on it and grabbed it in and tucked it underneath just at the last second, and they do. So a good job there, and a very heads-up play by Brunton, right?
Matt Hill comes up with the ball. It did bounce off at Dylan Johnson first, but Matt Hill had to get to it.
So the ball sits on the 22-yard line of the Collinsville Kahawks. They'll have to drive it almost 80 yards if they want to put a dent in that scoreboard. 7:41 left to play here in the first half. And Wilkinson and company back out there on offense. Walker lines up on the far side. On the near side, it is Lamb. Mayweather and Burks are your running backs. Wilkinson's going to hold on to the ball, and he's going to regret doing that. All the way back to the 19-yard line. They're going to call it the 20, so a loss of 2 on the play.
Wilkinson just keeping that one, trying to find a hole. He's tripped up back in the backfield. They haven't seen Zabala in this game.
Yeah, it's a lot later in the game than it was last time Zabalia was brought into the contest after just a couple of series in that loss last week against the Belleville West Maroons. Now we have wide receivers on the near and the far, 2 on each side. Wilkinson in the shotgun once again. He's back to throw. He lets it go quickly, and it is caught by Mathis, the tight end. Not a lot on the play. Gained about 5, but remember they lost 2 on the first play, so the net result, well, I guess they're going to give him 7. So we'll go ahead and call it 3rd down and 6 from the 26-yard line. Big 3rd down play here for Collinsville. They need to pick up a 1st down to keep those chains moving. As Lamb and Walker line up as wide receivers on the near side. Mathis is still in there, tucked in at tight end on the right-hand side of the formation. Wilkinson in shotgun. He's going to hand the ball off to Mayweather. Mayweather fumbles the ball, and I believe East St. Louis might have come up with it. We'll have to wait. Just as Mayweather was going down, he lost control of the ball, and the ball came out. Recovered by Collinsville. I thought East St. Louis got a hand on it initially, but you have to wait for him to peel the bodies off the pile before you can tell who got it. So nevertheless, it's going to bring up a 4th down in a punting situation for Collinsville. So Wilkinson will punt. He'll do so from deep in Collinsville territory. By the time he lets it go, he'll be at about the 15-yard line. Back deep once again, Daniel Williams and Gregory Taylor. This one's going to be straight up into the air and straight into the East St. Louis bench. And that is going to be a net punt of about 15 yards.
Yeah, that one did not go off his foot the right way.
I know he was aiming for the sidelines because after that 50-yard run back by Daniel Williams on the last punt, they probably wanted to stay away from him.
And they had done that good in some other games, angling it towards the sidelines to take the punt return away, but it just did not go off his foot that right way that time for Wilkinson, and probably only about 10 yards on that punt, and Flyers have good field position, 30-yard line.
I would call that excellent field position, my friend. 1st and 10 from the Collinsville 30-yard line for the East St. Louis Flyers. 5:39 left to play here in this second quarter. 12-0 in favor of the Flyers, but Collinsville has been in this game. But a bad punt here and a bad penalty there and an interception have not gone the Kahawks' way. Here's the snap. Back to pass goes Jones. He rolls out to his right. Now he's on the sidelines. He's going to take off with it. And knocking him out of bounds was Brandon Fisher for the Kahawks, so really no gain on the play.
Live to fight another day, another play with that. Jones just scooped it up and just tried to get as much as he could on that play. Nobody was open for a pass.
The last 4 games these two teams have played, the Flyers have outscored Collinsville 197-32.
Well, we had a close one last year. It was 28-14.
28-14, it was close.
2 years ago down here on a Saturday, it was blown up.
Here's the handoff, and taking it is Lewis. And Lewis will get it up to about the 26-yard line, so a gain of 4 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 6 to go for a 1st down for East St. Louis. Big 3rd down play here coming up for Collinsville. They really need to stop here and either force East St. Louis to go for it. Excuse me. And I would imagine this deep they would probably go for it on 4th down as well. So 2 big plays coming up maybe. In the shotgun once again is Jones. He has 2 wide receivers on the far, 1 on the near. Here is Jones rolling out to his left-hand side. He's looking, he's going to be pressured, he's going to go down. Big, huge 3rd down play there for Collinsville, all the way back to the 37-yard line. That's going to be a loss of 7 on the play. A loss of 10 on the play.
3 Chaos came running in there, led by Brandon Fisher, who wrapped him up, and a big sack on the quarterback, Jones, pushing him back, making a long 4th down.
So that'll bring up 4th down and 17. Ball on the 37-yard line, so we'll call it a loss of 11 on the play. And I believe, I don't have the stat in front of me, but looking at it earlier this week on the computer, I think that Jones he came into this game, I think, minus 20 yards on the season in rushing, and that's not going to help. Wide receivers everywhere, near and far, 2 on each side. Jones back to pass, he lofts one toward the end zone, and it's going to be a penalty. That was a nice job there at the last second by poking that ball out by Jamal Wellmaker, but Wellmaker had his hands all over Gregory Taylor before that ball got there.
Jamal Wellmaker doing all he can to deny the reception, but they're going to have these flags back a little farther up, so maybe it's just a contact or something, but not a pass interference.
Well, unlike the pass interference is called in the NFL, they don't get the ball at the spot of the foul. It's just a 15-yard penalty, and if that's the case, it's still going to be 4th and 2. Or automatic 1st down they give them, though, right?
Yeah, it's an automatic first down, automatic 1st down, 15 yards, so it'll be about 22-yard line or so and a 1st down.
Well, I mean, if Wellmaker wouldn't have done that, it probably would have been a touchdown. Because, I mean, the ball was right on target.
Good young sophomore there, at least doing all he can to deny the team the end zone.
So Wellmaker saved the touchdown, at least momentarily, as after the penalty, it'll be a 1st down for the Flyers at the Collinsville 22-yard line. 2 wide receivers on the near side. 1 on the far side comes into motion, and he is given the ball. That is Travon Prater, and Prater runs into trouble, runs out of trouble. Now he's backed up to the 15-yard line. So all in all, it's going to be a gain of about 7 on the play. After Prater ran about 20 yards trying to get there.
Counts were lucky they didn't get called for a horse collar tackle there. The first guy that had him wrapped him up by the horse collar, but must have missed it by the referees there.
3:30 left to play here in this first half. 12-0 in favor of East St. Louis. They're on the move once again as they face a 2nd down and 2 from Collinsville's 14-yard line. 2 wide receivers on the near side. Once again, one of those being Daniel Williams. Offset backs in the backfield, and once again, Prater comes into motion as the handoff goes to Kendrick Lewis, and Lewis busts across the line of scrimmage, busts a couple of tackles off of him, and takes it all the way down to the 5-yard line. The Flyers will have it 1st and goal from Collinsville's 5.
Bouncing off Kahawks all over the place before Mathis finally drags him down at the 5-yard line.
3 minutes left to play here in this first half. 12-0 in favor of East St. Louis as they're looking to get it into the end zone once again. In shotgun, it is Jones. He hands the ball off, and this time Lewis will go nowhere. He'll actually lose a yard on the play, back to the 6-yard line.
Brandon Fisher getting in there, pushing him back for a loss.
Running play keeps the clock running. 2:30 left to play here in this first half. 12-0 in favor of East St. Louis. And in shotgun once again, Jones. He takes the snap. He turns around and hands it off to Lewis. Lewis zigzags his way to the end zone. Touchdown, East St. Louis. With 2:18 left to play here in this second quarter. That's going to make it 18-0, and we'll have to see what East St. Louis wants to do for extra points this time. A little 6-yard run by Lewis. He had to stretch the ball into the end zone as he was being tackled, but he did just that.
Got about 5 yards there and then was wrapped up at about the 1, stretched it out, and got the touchdown. And they'll go for 2.
Well, East St. Louis going to go for 2 once again. Wide receivers, 2 on the far side, 1 on the near side. Lone setback is Kendrick Lewis. Jones in shotgun is going to turn around and hand it off to Lewis, and Lewis is going to be stopped short of the end zone. So East St. Louis, if they've failed 3 times on extra points, now we have late flags coming in, and now we're going to have a little scrum as both teams have a little extracurricular activity going on. As the referees try to get in there and break it up, one of the referees is trying to hold back a very
Dylan
Johnson. Yes, he is.
Player is trying to keep him down before the coaches can rush out.
There's a flag. There's flags all over the place and a hat on the field, too, which means extra penalties.
Yeah,
so
about 5 flags, a hat.
Everything but the kitchen sink.
May have ejections here. Dylan Johnson, he was fired up. Even his own players, his own teammates were trying to keep him calm down. Not sure what happened down in there. I think the stop on the 2-point conversion was Kendrick Lewis ran into his own player there. Quite a scrum there. 4 or 5 flags and, like you said, a hat.
Collinsville coaches are out there about 10 yards away from the gathering of referees. Coach Darryl Sunkett, the head coach for the East St. Louis Flyers, is on the near side talking to one of the other officials. I think he's the only official who didn't throw a flag. Yeah, 5 officials. I see 4 flags.
And somebody threw their hat.
Yep, and a hat. So
it's kind of funny when the hat winds up in. You got to throw your hat for another flag. It'll be interesting to see if they have forced to throw any ejections out here this way. I hate to see anybody be removed from the game and have to miss next week.
Let's go ahead and thank Her Funeral Home. They've been a proud supporter of the Collinsville Kahok athletic program for generations. They wish all the young men and women, athletes, continued success this season. Good luck from your friends at Her Funeral Home. Is located in Collinsville, Caseyville, and their Sunset Hill Funeral Home and Cemetery in Glen Carbon. In Collinsville, you can call 344-0187, Caseyville 344-1151, and the Sunset Hills Funeral Home and Cemetery 656-3220, or you can go online. herfuneral.com is their website.
Hate to see any of our players be thrown out of this game, forced to miss next week. We've got homecoming next week. I'm sure that's definitely a game they all want to be involved in.
Homecoming next week versus Granite City. As of the start of tonight's games, Granite City and Collinsville both looking for their first wins.
Yes, we got quite a conference going on between the officials here. They have a lot to sort out here.
Well, they're going through their rosters, seeing who probably are the guilty parties and what kind of punishment to dole out. And they've been at it for a while now.
Yeah, the conversion is going to remain no good. Everything, I guess, was after the play. So we might have something forced on the kickoff here.
You know, all in all, Collinsville is only down by less than 3 touchdowns. So if they can find some way to get back into this game, they do not have that big of a mountain to climb to do so.
Let's see what they come up with here and if we can figure out what the calls are here.
Well, let's find out. I don't know if the referee tells us numbers or not.
Looks like on the Flyers and the Kahawks calling it all offsetting.
Offsetting penalties.
Personal foul on East St. Louis and an ejection. I don't think we'll get the number.
No, we won't.
But an ejection for a Flyer player.
So that's probably why Johnson was so upset. Somebody did something to him.
Yeah, some kind of hit on Johnson, and that really fired him up, so they'll get that personal foul. So Eastside will kick off from their own 25, and there is a player removed from this game, and he'll miss the game. Flyers have a big game next week in O'Fallon.
Yes, they do. So good job by the referee to hold Dylan Johnson back, and then another good job by one of Johnson's teammates to hold him back, or he might have been kicked out of the game as well.
Yeah, he was really fired up there, and even our own Kahok player was trying to keep him back. Now the whole team will huddle up down there on the side. Maybe this situation will fire him up here and get the Kahoks back in this game.
Let's go ahead and thank Max Mechanical Contractors. They are a full-service design to build mechanical contractor. They primarily serve customers in the eastern Missouri and southern Illinois region. They also follow their national customers to wherever they can be of value. They specialize in design build projects, building automation systems, piping systems, and HVAC repair and maintenance. They proudly use members of the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Union 562 on their installations and service teams. Max Mechanical. For your commercial, industrial, HVAC, and mechanical needs, you can contact owner John Blaylock at area code 314-550-7955. So 18-0, 2:18 left to play here in this first half. Collinsville has used one timeout, so they have 2 left, and maybe, depending on where they get this ball on the kickoff, they can put a drive together, use their timeouts, and put some points on the board before we head to the half.
Lots of possessions with no points so far for the Kahoks. Like to get one score here. Only got 2 minutes to go here in the half.
2:18 to be exact.
Kick this back from their own 25, enforcing that personal foul penalty.
Here is the kickoff. It's short. It's at the 40-yard line, and it's picked up there by Collinsville and taken to the 50-yard line on a nice little nifty run back by Jordan Miller. So good starting field position for Collinsville, right at midfield. 2:12 left to go and 2 timeouts to use. So let's go Kahawks.
Already halfway there, 50 yards to go. Try to find the end zone for the first time in 7.5 quarters.
First time in a long time. 18-0 in favor of East St. Louis. But Philando Wilkinson back out there with his team.
Cavs will get to move this up farther. They call it personal foul face mask on the Flyers, so this will go up to the 35, Todd.
Oh, nice. 15-yard penalty, so Collinsville will start a possession from their opponent's 35-yard line, as East St. Louis did earlier. After the interception, that's where they got their first 6 points from. So Collinsville breaking out the huddle and expecting to go up to the 50-yard line for the line of scrimmage, and they had to go on a full-out run to get down there. So here we go. 2 wide receivers on the near side. Walker lines up in the slot. Split backs. Philando Wilkinson takes a high snap, gives the ball to Mayweather. Mayweather is going to get tackled in the backfield, and he's going to lose a couple. Yeah, that's right there. A host of Flyers in on the stop. That play was dead before it started.
Yeah, 65 busted through. Lamondre Gardner wrapped him up early, and then the rest of the team knocked him down for a 2-yard loss.
Let's not go backwards, kids. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 12 now. Ball back on the 37-yard line after the loss of 2 on the play. Here is Chuck Lamb lining up on the near side as a receiver. Walker on the far side. He is joined there by Mayweather. In the slot is Mathis, the tight end. One lone setback is Burks. Back to pass is Wilkinson. He pump fakes. He rolls out to his left. He throws the ball toward the sideline, aiming for Lamb, and it's intercepted instead. No! They're going to call it incomplete. He's going to say his foot was on the line when he came down with it. So no interception. Kahawks dodge a bullet there. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 12 from the 37-yard line.
Lamb got pushed out of the play there, and Kevin Gilmore was the one that came down with it, but he had his foot out of bounds. There also was almost a late hit on Wilkinson on the play, but nothing was called.
Yeah, and he didn't really have a lot on that ball. It was fluttering through the air. It wasn't a nice, tight spiral at all. He was throwing it on the run. So Collinsville dodges another bullet. 3rd down and 12 from East St. Louis's 37-yard line with 1:22 left to go here in this first half. East St. Louis leading 18-0. Wilkinson in shotgun once again. Here is the snap. He's going to roll out. He's going to try to find somebody to throw it to, but he is not going to be successful in that endeavor as he is sacked all the way back at the 45-yard line, and that's going to bring up 4th down for the Kahawks.
Well, not only was he sacked out, he did lose the ball.
Yeah,
the
I did, huh?
recovered. 94, Jackson got in there again, and then 55, Marius Loving recovered the fumble, and the Flyers, Kahawks do nothing but go backwards and then turn the ball over to the Flyers. We'll have one more possession with 1:07 to go.
So the Flyers recumble a Wilkinson fumble at their own 45-yard line, and I don't believe East St. Louis has used a timeout in this game, so the Flyers have 3 timeouts and 55 yards in which to move the ball and 1:07 in which to do so. So we'll see what they want to do. Wide receiver lined up on the near side is Wilbert Jones, a 5'11", 180-pound junior. And the other Jones takes the snap, rolls out to his right. He throws down the field, and it is picked up there by Daniel Williams. And Williams is on the run down to the 10, down to the 5, and he's in for a touchdown.
Jamal Wellmaker almost got in front of Jones there and almost made the interception. But then no Kahawks were in position to make the play, and Daniel Williams takes it to the house, 24-0 Flyers.
And you know, if you look at the scoreboard and it says 24-0 Flyers, you wouldn't believe it because it's actually been a lot closer game than that. But things just seem to disintegrate for Collinsville. Penalties, fumbles, interceptions, and now we have a flag on the play. I didn't even see where is it? I don't see the flag.
Okay.
I don't think anyone sees a flag.
Okay.
I'm lost.
They're calling it
ineligible man downfield for Collinsville,
Wow.
or for East St. Louis, excuse me. And the flag was in the middle there, covered up by some of the orange, so that's why we didn't see the flag. They picked it up right inside the 50-yard line circle. So back to the 40 it now goes. So he erased the touchdown.
Maybe somebody who thought he was a receiver was covered on one of the ends there, went downfield.
Yeah, the flag was thrown right at the line of scrimmage. So it remains 18-0 in favor of East St. Louis. And we'll see what Collinsville can do with a little bit of a break there on that play.
Yeah.
Demas Jones lines up in shotgun. 2 wide receivers on the far, 1 on the near. Jones is going to go back to pass again. He rolls out to his left. He is on the run, trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage, and he gets just a little bit farther than that, up to the 48-yard line, a couple of yards away from midfield. 44.6 seconds left on the clock after the clock stops on the out-of-bounds run. And that's going to bring up 2nd down and about 7 to go for a 1st down for the Flyers.
Just how huge was that for that touchdown to be called back? That really changes the game. At least the Kahawks can stay in this if they can get a stop.
We hope so. Jones back to pass once again. He's taking a big step back, and he throws the ball, and it's dropped by Kendrick Lewis right at the line of scrimmage. And if he would have caught that, he could have at least gotten a 1st down, if not more.
Lewis is already ready to make his moves up the field, but he just didn't have the ball in hand. Still 3rd down.
3rd down and 7. 39.2 seconds left on the clock here in the first half. Flyers lead 18-0, and they're going to get the ball back too to start the second half. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah.
Wide receivers, 2 near, 1 far this time. Back to passes Jones once again. All the way back to his 25-yard line. He throws the ball and gets it into the breadbasket of his intended receiver. And now we have busted tackles everywhere by Gregory Taylor. And Taylor gets it all the way up to Collinsville's 35-yard line.
Taylor broke like 3 tackles. Jordan Miller, Kieran King, Harry O'Hara all had hands on him. And the receiver just kept working his way upfield.
The clock stops for the movement of the chains. Now it goes, 23 seconds left. Here is Jones in shotgun once again. He is going to go back to pass. He looks, he throws, he has a man in the middle, and it's dropped once again. That one was intended for Daniel Williams. And thrown a little behind him. So that'll stop the clock with 16.8 seconds to play here in this first half. Peyton Blaylock and Chris Kettler will be along at halftime. I have no idea what they're going to talk about. They probably don't either. But
think of something.
They're going to do their best to entertain you. As Jones takes the snap, he's back to pass once again. He throws it toward the end zone. He has a man open at the back of the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown. Robert Jones caught the ball as he was falling backwards. On the coverage was Jamal Wellmaker. And Max Lyons, a freshman, was back there as well. Somehow or another, Jones got behind both of them, and he was in the corner of the end zone all by himself as the rainbow pass came down from Jones to Jones. And it is now 24-0, and no flags on this play. 8.6 seconds to go, and East St. Louis going for a 2-point conversion again. They have missed on a kicked 2-point conversion and 2 2-point tries. This one, however, is good. Caught in the back of the end zone by Daniel Williams, and that makes it 26-0 in favor of the Flyers.
Just delayed the inevitable there. They didn't get that big 55-yard play for the touchdown, but they worked their way down, finally mixing in some passes. That drive was the Flyers, and 35-yard touchdown pass, Jones to Jones.
26-0 in favor of East St. Louis. Let's go ahead and thank the Lady Kahok Soccer Boosters for being a sponsor here on the KahokSportsNetwork.com. The Soccer Boosters, you can become one. Head to KahokSports.com, talk to Clay Smith, let him know you want to become a member of the Kahok Kickers today. Well. Does not seem like it should be 26-0 in favor of the East St. Louis Flyers. Collinsville has played a much better game than the scoreboard indicates. They have been victimized by an interception that ended up turned into 6 points, a fumble that turned into 8 points, a penalty that erased 6 points off of the board for the Kahawks, and a variety of other things. So once again, Collinsville will take the kickoff, but with only 8.6 seconds left to go, and that's the best kickoff that East St. Louis has had the whole game, and now we have whistles on the play, so this one is going to be called back. I don't see a flag. But then again, I didn't see one last time. What happened? Who?
Calling on the Kahawks for lining up offsides on the kickoff?
Yeah, and it wasn't even the referee making the call. The referee's all the way down here.
Yeah, he's back on his positioning here is back with the receiving team, but the side officials are responsible for the positioning on the.
Well, normally they relay the penalty to the guy in the white hat, and the guy in the white hat looks up at the booth and makes the call. That kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah.
So actually, they should put the 8.6 seconds back up on the board, but we'll keep it at 7.4.
See if that's what they want, as the white hat official is over here talking to Coach Sunkett, and
I think they're ready to kick it off. Is Sylvester Johnson. He was about ready to start running toward the ball, but then he looked up and noticed that the referees are still talking to Coach Sunkett. So, what in the world could they be talking about? 45-yard line is where the football sits. And that was the best kickoff that Sylvester Johnson has had so far in this contest. And they called it back on him.
Yeah, the gentleman next to me here has to put 8.6 back on the clock, and get
That's
this
what I
quarter
figured.
wrapped up.
That's what I figured. So now we're ready to go.
They could have had this quarter wrapped up here, but we got called for offsides, and all this is going to be for nothing here as the Cats are just trying to get this quarter over with.
Walker is going to take the kickoff at his 5-yard line. He's across the 10, the 15, to the 20. Does a nice little hurdle job. He gets into the open across the 30. I thought for a minute there he was going to break it, and the Collinsville would end up on the scoreboard before the half ran out. And there's 0.1 second left on the clock.
1/10 of a second.
1/10 of a second left, and Collinsville, I guess, will have one desperation try to the end zone, or we'll take a knee.
I hope they take a knee, Todd.
Probably be the smarter move.
You don't want to try to have some desperation play and have it get intercepted, and the Flyers run the ball over the field and get another score.
So Wilkinson still looking to the sideline to get his play. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line for the Kahawks. This will be the last play of the game, barring a defensive penalty. Wide receivers line up both on this side. It is Lamb and Mathis, I believe. Can't tell. Nope, we're going to take a knee. That was Mayweather anyway. So, after 1/2 of play, it is all East St. Louis on the scoreboard. 26-0 is the score in favor.
If you subscribe to the crazy notion that the financial goals of a lifetime deserve more than a 10-minute chat,
if you have the nerve to believe your call is important to us, should actually be the truth.
If you believe your financial advisor should listen as much as he speaks.
Join the nearly 7 million investors who think like you do. FaceTime and Think Time make a difference.
Join us.
At Edward Jones, it's how we make sense of investing.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay to buy and sell real estate again. And we're here to help you with a large network of caring professionals serving the entire Metro East area and beyond. Whether buying or selling, for all your real estate needs, call Alliance. RE/MAX Alliance.
Good evening and welcome back to KahokSportsNetwork.com. This is Peyton Blaylock. Alongside me is Chris Kettler. We are broadcasting live from Clyde C. Jordan Stadium here in East St. Louis. Well, Chris, that was a tough first half for the Kahok football team. What do you think?
Yeah, the scoreboard doesn't look good. It's 26-0. Unfortunately, probably heading for another loss here. We had some good drives. Had that one good drive where Mayweather was running the ball down, got inside the 12, got called for some penalties and pushed back. If you can finish your drives, maybe you get some scores and then you put a worry into this team. And then, at the end of the half there, they get that new running back running in there. He runs the ball down, and then Jones dives in for a touchdown, and then the Kahoks are desperate. They're trying to run the ball down. Wilkinson fumbles, and then they get another touchdown. You can't get off the field soon enough before they get 14 more points.
That is very true. Yeah, you're right. The scoreboard is a little deceiving right now. I mean, the Kahawks, especially on defense. Unfortunately, once again this week, it's the big play that the opponent is scoring on. I mean, other than that, they're making pretty decent defensive stops. Just one missed tackle here or a penalty here there. I mean, it's unfortunate, but I will say, this year there haven't been many silver linings for this Kahok football team, but the future looks bright. Our freshman team is 3-1 before tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I actually coach on the freshman level, so I'm pretty optimistic about how the team will do against East St. Louis's freshman team. And our sophomore teams, technically a forfeit because East St. Louis canceled their sophomore season, is actually 5-0. They look strong on the underclass levels, and I think we have a bright future coming up. We've just got to kind of withstand this season, and hopefully the next few years will be good.
He's also got some freshmen and sophomores out there playing, getting some varsity time. So, it's a building process right now, and maybe it'll translate to some wins in the future. We're just in the playoffs a couple years ago.
Yeah. First time since 1998, and they looked really good. And, the defense the last few years has looked great. I mean, so far tonight and a few of the other games this year, and they haven't looked the greatest, but they're also a really young defense. We have, I believe, only 3 seniors starting on this defense. So the majority of them come back next year.
Yeah, some people might not believe the defense is playing good, down 26-0, but
yeah.
I thought they did real good there. You thought if we could have finished a drive there in the first quarter or so, we could have been winning this game.
Yeah, you're right. Coach Blaylock, defensive coordinator, I mean, he's putting a ton of pressure on East St. Louis, and, whenever they do pass, they're making them be perfect. I've noticed we're going into man coverage and forcing Jones to be perfect on his throws, and a lot of the passes have actually been incompletions. What receivers are dropping a lot of passes.
He's only completed 3 passes, and 2 of them were there at the end that got him that touchdown with 8 seconds to go. So that kind of coverage is good. And even rushing, they don't have a whole, stats aren't amazing. There's not a 150, 200-yard rusher out there.
Not at all.
In this game, it's just field position and stuff like that. There was a bad punt, just short drives for the Flyers.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you're right. I mean, those last couple, the actual completions, it seems like they are trying to pick on young Jamal Wellemaker, our sophomore corner, who is actually the brother of our all-state safety, Gus Wellemaker. And, yeah, he's young, but Jamal's he's kind of getting thrown in the fire this year, and he's actually looked really, really good so far. It's just, he's going to have some growing pains out there.
Get some experience out there. Maybe they're doing us a favor, throwing it to him, and he can learn something here in this game.
Absolutely. We have this youth movement going on this defense. The other starting corner who's not starting tonight, but he started all year and has looked good, is Dennis Kretz, and he's only a junior. We have a freshman safety sitting back there tonight in Max Lyons, who, I tell you, he's in practice, he looks like the real deal. He looks like the next Gus Wellemaker out there. Now that's another kid that's going to have a lot of growing pains. And then on the defensive line, we have Harry Uehara, who is only a junior. We have Isaiah Gray, who is only a junior. And then we kind of have a rotation going on with the third defensive lineman spot. And then the only seniors that are in our linebacking core are Nick Reichert, who, like I said, is a senior. Let's see, Henry Weinreich and Kieran King. So we only lose 3 starters next year on the defense. So, like I said, I think they'll be pretty good in the next couple of years.
We can get that big juggernaut type of defense out there. Like Belva West is not giving up hardly any points, and then that could translate to your offense fighting the end zone a little more.
Yeah, and I mean the last few years, it has seemed that we have been going towards a type of a juggernaut defense. Our points allowed each season has gone down tremendously. It's just, this year might just be a little bit of a down year just because of all the youth. And that, I mean, in a way that's negative, but for the future it's going to be great. All right, Chris, well, I guess that wraps up our halftime show. We will we'll play a few commercials, and we will, Todd and Chris will be back here at KahawkSportsNetwork.com for the second half.
I am the main attraction.
I am the main attraction.
I am the main attraction.
I'm the main attraction in the office.
I am the main attraction on my special day. Become the main attraction.
And we welcome you back once again, excuse me, to Clyde Jordan Stadium in East St. Louis. Todd Duke, Chris Kettler, Peyton Blaylock, we're along with you for the ride of Friday Night Football. And this ride is being taken over by the East St. Louis Flyers 26-0 at the end of one half of play. This KahokSportsNetwork.com broadcast is brought to you by the Lady Kahok Softball Boosters. You can become a booster today. Head to KahokSports.com, click on the Lady Softball logo to contact Coach Coolna to find out how to support your Lady Kahok basketball team. Let's take a look at the first half stats here. For Collinsville, Kennedy Mayweather leading the charge as far as the running backs are concerned. He has carried the ball 14 times for 41 yards. Wilkinson is the only other person who's run the ball. And as usual the case sometimes with the quarterbacks running the ball, it's a loss of yards. 3 carries for minus 13 yards for Philando Wilkinson. Wilkinson, as far as his quarterback duties are concerned, he is 4 completions out of 13 attempts, good for 15 yards and 1 interception. Cornelius Walker has 2 catches for 9 yards. Lionel Burks has 1 catch, and that resulted in a negative play of minus 1 yard. And Zach Mathis has 1 catch for 6 yards. For the East St. Louis Flyers, Kendrick Lewis has carried the ball 11 times for 46 yards and a touchdown. Demas Jones, the quarterback, has carried the ball 6 times for minus 9 yards. Marvin Young has carried the ball 5 times for 29 yards, and Prater 1 carry for 8 yards. Through the air, Demas Jones has completed 3 of 9 passes, 1 touchdown, and that's good for 72 yards. Gregory Taylor has a catch for 17 yards. Watson has a catch for 20 yards, and Wilbur Jones has a catch for 35 yards. East St. Louis has been penalized 4 times for a total of 35 yards. Collinsville 5 times for a total of 50 yards. And once again, it seems like just bad luck for the Kahawks. They have given up points off of a couple of turnovers, and they got points taken away from them by a penalty flag just as Wilkinson made it into the end zone. So 26-0 seems like it's very lopsided, but actually Collinsville has been kind of in this thing. They just keep on shooting themselves in the foot. Kickoff goes to the 35-yard line. That's where East St. Louis will start here in the second half, 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line.
It's unfortunate they couldn't get off the field before giving up them last 2 touchdowns to East St. Louis, and couldn't find the end zone on some good drives. They could be right here in this game if not tied in. Probably not leading, though, but tied or within a touchdown.
Well, I always say if one team can put up 26 in one half, why can't the other team? But Collinsville starting off on defense first. Here is Demas Jones at quarterback once again for the Flyers. He has 1 man in the backfield behind him. He has wide receivers, 2 on the near, 2 on the far. Here is the snap. Back to pass is Jones. He's getting some pressure from Queron King. So Jones runs out of the pocket, runs to the sideline, and he's going to lose a yard on the play.
King gets there and forces Jones into scramble, and then he's pushed out of bounds by Weinreich. He'll lose about a yard. So good first play by Kahok defense starts second half.
So we're underway in the second half, and that's how the second half gets underway. 11:43 left to play in quarter number 3 as Jones and company quickly get back to it. The line of scrimmage is now the 34-yard line after a loss of 1 on the play. Jones is going back to pass. He looks down the middle. He throws down the middle, and he has a man open. And is it caught? It is. Looked for a minute like he might have trapped it as Daniel Williams comes down with the ball right across midfield. So a gain of 19 on the play as they are just into Collinsville territory at the Kahok 46-yard line, or excuse me, 48-yard line, but there's some discussion going on. Now we have a flag on the play. I can't even see the flags being thrown.
He was on the Kahok sideline. Haven't seen the signal. Maybe they didn't line up right. And that will negate that 19-yard reception.
Sure will. And that will take the line of scrimmage from the 34-yard line. And that was a lot worse penalty than a false start, because that's a 15-yarder. That's got to be some unsportsmanlike conduct or something, because they're going all the way back to the 19-yard line. A 15-yard penalty will back East St. Louis up inside the 20-yard line. Second down and a couple of city blocks to go for a first down.
Changes everything there as they were in Kahok's zone after the reception, but a 15-yard penalty makes it second and long.
So 2 wide receivers on the far side, 2 on the near side. 1 lone setback stands on the right side of Jones. Jones takes the snap. He's going to go back to pass. He tries the middle of the field, and that one's almost intercepted by Max Lyons for Collinsville. And I think the ball was just seen at the last second by Lyons. It looked like it might have caught him off guard there for a second.
Good play by the safety. Lyons got a hand on it, almost had an interception. The young freshman is playing a great game here tonight.
Yeah, the intended receiver once again was Daniel Williams, and it went right over his head. So that'll bring up third down and 27 to go for a first down. They need to get it to the East St. Louis 45-yard line for a first down. Back to pass and throwing a little sideline pass out to the right-hand side to Wilbert Jones, and Jones breaks the tackle and gets it back up to the original line of scrimmage plus 1 yard. So we're going to call it fourth down and 9.
Jones with the reception there. Williams put a good block on Wellmaker, and then the safety Lyons came over and tackled him. A long way to go, so it'll be fourth down.
Well, here we go. East St. Louis is going to have to punt, and handling those duties is the quarterback, Demas Jones. He is going to stand back at his own 23-yard line, so he'll kick it from about the 25. And Cornelius Walker is one of 2 deep men for the Collinsville Kahawks, standing all the way back on their 25-yard line. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. It's straight up into the air. It's going to be short, and Collinsville is going to have to let it bounce. It's going to take a... Oh! Why did he do that? And I don't know, but the ball was in the air, and it was picked up there by Dylan Johnson, but he got slammed right away and lost the ball, and the Flyers come away with it.
Dylan Johnson muffs that punt there as he comes in and tries to receive it and loses control of it right away. He never had control of it, so the Flyers can advance it, and they'll take over at the 33. Not great of a play there by Johnson. All the Chaos had to do was stay away from the ball, and they at least have possession of it. But now,
well, I understand why he did it, because it took a huge East St. Louis bounce, and it would look like it was going to continue to do so, so Johnson was going to try to stop the bleeding while he could, but he just added on to the bleeding. So another bad break for Collinsville, and now we have all kinds of movement on the line and flags flying everywhere. East St. Louis has the ball first and 10 from Collinsville's 33-yard line after the muffed punt by Dylan Johnson.
Isaiah Gray moved early, and it'll be 5 yards, first and 5 now for the Flyers.
Just to add insult to injury, Collinsville gives up another 5-yard penalty. That's 7 penalties against Collinsville now tonight. And that'll get the ball 5 yards closer to the end zone for East St. Louis. Jones is back to pass. He looks to his right. He throws to his right, and he's got a man. And it's a touchdown. Daniel Williams with a 28-yard touchdown catch from Demas Jones. And it's 32-0 in favor of East St. Louis.
They're attacking the corner Wellmaker on that play. 101 coverage. He did good job of wrapping him up, but all he could do is tackle him in the end zone.
East St. Louis has gotten 1 2-point conversion tonight, and that was the one that closed out the half. They're going to go for another 2-pointer here, try to make it 34-0. Jones takes the snap. He's back to pass. He looks into the end zone. He throws, and it is no good. So 32-0 in favor of the East St. Louis Flyers. Let's go ahead and thank All Pro Tees. They have all kinds of Kahawk apparel and will do custom apparel orders. Mike and Michelle Reichert are proud supporters of the Kahawks.
The muff punt hurt the Kahawks there, Todd. Johnson trying to recover that one. The ball bounced back farther. But you got to at least get in on offense get the ball. Don't worry about it bouncing out. You're down by enough.
Yeah, that was, and that could have been a good turning point for Collinsville. They did a pretty good job of stopping East St. Louis on that drive. Of course, East St. Louis helped with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that pinned him back all the way to the 19-yard line. And the punt was short, end over end, and it bounced right at about the 45-yard line, and then took a roll all the way down to the 35-yard line. That's where Johnson decided, well, I might as well try to do something with it, and as soon as he touched the ball, he got popped and never was able to hold on to it. So things just are not going right for the Collinsville Kahawks. Some of it self-inflicted, some of it just bad luck, but the end result is that the Kahawks are staring at a 32-0 deficit.
2 points in about the last 4 minutes, or 20 points in about the last 4 minutes of game time for
Johnson
Flyers.
Sylvester kicks the ball, and unfortunately, Kennedy Mayweather caught the ball while he was already on his knees at the 26-yard line, so the play stops there, and Collinsville will take over their first possession in the second half from their own 26-yard line.
How quickly the game changes. The Kahawks are down 12-0. At least moving the ball, having a chance to score. Like I said, in the last 4 minutes of game time, Flyers, it's been all them scoring 20 points and putting this game out of reach.
Let's go ahead and thank Collinsville Auto Body. Over 30 years experience. All insurance companies welcome. 100% guaranteed satisfaction. Check them out online, CollinsvilleAutobody.com. Now, before we can get the play going, we have whistles. And we have a timeout by East St. Louis. So, and it'll give us some more time to thank some more sponsors, such as Collinsville Physical Therapy, a family-owned clinic that specializes in providing comprehensive physical therapy services to the Metro East. Let them create an individual experience and allow you to reach your goals. They're open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, 8 to noon on Saturdays, with locations in Collinsville and Troy. They are near you. Call them at 343-1122 or click on over to their website, CollinsvillePT.com today. Collinsville Physical Therapy. Thanks to all of our sponsors, by the way. Without them, we couldn't be doing this. 10:14 left to go in the third quarter. 32-0 in favor of the East St. Louis Flyers. Collinsville has a lot of work to do if they want to try to make this game competitive, and I'd like to see them just at least get some points on the board, because it's been 8 quarters since they've done that. Here's a handoff to Mayweather. Mayweather tries the right-hand side, has a little bit of room to move momentarily, and then travels pretty much east to west right on the line of scrimmage, and that's where the play ends.
Maybe a short gain there by Mayweather, his 15th carry of the game.
Well, if it was a short gain, it was short enough to still call it 2nd and 10. I think I saw him move the stick up about an inch.
I wanted to give him a yard.
All right. Lamb lines up as a wide receiver on the near side. In the slot is Cornelius Walker. Burks and Mayweather are your running backs. In shotgun is Wilkinson. He'll roll out to his left. He'll throw down the middle, and it is picked off. Picked off by the East St. Louis Flyers, and running it back for a touchdown, or close to it. No, now it is.
Yep. Flag back here. At the
Trayvon Prater. And we have a flag on the play.
I think they're going to keep the interception, but the play is going to come back as Kahok player is laid out there at between the 30 and 35-yard line.
Medical staff is out to check on the Collinsville player that is down. And I'm trying to figure out who it is, and I can't really tell right now. Looks like Lamb. It is Lamb.
He must have been blindsided with a hit in the back or something.
It's a unsportsmanlike conduct play, and the touchdown is going to be negated, and East St. Louis will take over at Collinsville's 48-yard line.
They threw a flag on that?
Yeah. So, while Chuck Lamb is still being tended to by the medical staff for the Collinsville Kahawks, we'll go ahead and thank another sponsor, such as Pack Mail. They're locally owned. They live in your community, and treat you like you're their neighbor because guess what? You are. You can visit them at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Pack Mail. They ship anything, anywhere. 9:18 left to play here in this third quarter. 32-0 in favor of the East St. Louis Flyers, as Lamb is still being tended to by the medical staff. We hope he'll be all right.
Personal foul call brings that back. Second interception against Wilkinson in this game. Flyers will have the ball, but they don't get that score, as Lamb is still being tended to by the athletic trainer.
Well, that'll give us some more time to thank some more of our sponsors, such as CMC Electric. They're a full-service electrical contractor located in Collinsville and serving the entire St. Louis metropolitan area. You can count on CMC Electric to provide high-quality service no matter what size the job. Trust CMC Electric for all of your commercial and residential electric needs. Call them 348-2008, or you can visit cmcelectric.com for more information. All one word, cmcelectric.com. While we're at it, let's go ahead and thank the Lady Kahok basketball team and their boosters. You can become a booster today. Head to khoksports.com, click on the Lady Kahok basketball logo to contact Coach Lori Billy to find out how to support your Lady Kahok basketball team.
Todd, it's not good. They're going to bring this ambulance out here onto the field now.
Yeah, they brought the ambulance out, and they have a golf cart out there as well. We don't want to speculate, of course, on any injury to any player, but it's never a good thing when you see the ambulance coming out at a football game. Now the golf cart is coming out next to Chuck Lamb, and you hate to see these kinds of things happen, especially on a unsportsmanlike conduct play, because that just wasn't in what usually happens in a football game, although it can. Now they're going to bring out the stretcher.
Unfortunate to see this. Nobody can like this at all.
Yeah. And I'm looking around to see if there's another ambulance, because I don't really think they can play if there's no ambulance on the field somewhere.
I imagine they'll dispatch another one.
Yeah, they're going to have to, yeah.
However that works, I'm not entirely sure.
Well, hate to see that happen. Collinsville Kahawks are all on their knees on the far sideline. So are the Flyers on the visitor side, or on the home team sideline. And that's usually a show of respect for the injured player. Because, you know, these guys are physical and they want to compete and they want to hurt the opponent, but not to the point where you have to bring out the ambulance.
Lady coming down on the field there, maybe some parental figure for Lamb, venture to guess. I don't know him personally or the family, but I would venture that if she comes out there.
Let's go ahead and take a break while they're getting Lamb off the field, and we'll be back after this.
If you have the audacity to believe that a financial advisor should look you in the eye when the topic is your money,
if you have the nerve to think that FaceTime should be the expectation, not the exception,
join the nearly 7 million investors who think like you do. FaceTime and ThinkTime make a difference.
Join us. Join us.
For 88 years, it's how Edward Jones has made sense of investing.
We are back as Chuck Lamb has been loaded onto a stretcher and is being put in the ambulance. So we wish the best for the junior wide receiver, 5'11", 170 pounds, and it's one of those plays where if you jump high into the air trying to receive a ball, you're putting your body in a very vulnerable position, and that's exactly what happened. So Flyers keep the ball after the interception on the play, as Demas Jones brings the Flyers back out. 9:18 left to play here in this third quarter. 32-0 in favor of the Flyers, as they start 1st and 10 from Collinsville's 48-yard line after the interception and the penalty was assessed. Here is Jones going down at the 45-yard line, so it'll be a loss of 7 on the play on the quarterback sack, and that'll help out the Collinsville Kahawks in the battle of field positions.
Johnson and King got in there to get Jones scrambling, and Nick Riker came in and finished him off for the sack.
32-0 in favor of East St. Louis. 8:50 left to play here in this third quarter. 2nd down and now 17 to go from the East St. Louis 45-yard line. So they went from Kahawk territory back into Flyer territory on that 1st down play. Wide receivers, 2 on the far side, 2 on the near side. Jones sets up in shotgun once again. He has one lone setback standing to his right-hand side and takes the snap. He is back to pass. He looks down the middle. He throws down the middle. He's hit as he throws, and that ball is overthrown by everyone on a nice play there by Harry O'Hara, as he got there almost in the nick of time to record a quarterback sack, but Jones somehow or another got that ball off with some zing, too.
Yeah, the receivers are fast enough to get down there that he can let that ball go. Harry O'Hara gets in there and almost had a sack.
So 3rd down and 17 from the East St. Louis 45-yard line. Again, 2 wide receivers on the near side, 2 on the far side, 1 lone setback, and back to pass is Jones, and he's not going to get a chance to as we have a flag on the play.
I think the Flyers went a little early on this one.
Yes, they did.
Receiver on them.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 22. Wilbert Jones lines up on the near side sideline. Next to him is Daniel Williams in the slot. Over on the far side, Trayvon Prater. And in the other slot, Gregory Taylor. So 4 wide receivers in this set. Jones, back to pass. He looks down the middle, he throws down the middle, and he's hit again as he threw that ball, and it was wobbly and landed in the middle of nowhere.
Isaiah Gray got in there and wrapped up the quarterback before he get the pass off good enough. Maybe some pushing and shoving in there as Gray is being held back by a teammate there. He's fired up. But it's 4th down for the Flyers.
4th down and 22 from the Flyers, 40-yard line. So a nice stance there by Collinsville, and they put some pressure on Jones, and Jones looks to be limping a little bit as he goes back to punt. He's getting battered. I don't know what leg he kicks with, but he's got a bad limb out there. Back is Cornelius Walker. Here is the snap. The punt is going to come from the 30-yard line. It's end over end, low, and it's going to take some bounces. Please stay away from it. It's going to take East St. Louis bounces all the way down to the 20-yard line, but at least
as long as we get the ball.
The Kahawks kept their hands off of it and just let it roll this time. So Collinsville will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. 8:02 left to play in this third quarter. 32-0 in favor of East St. Louis. East St. Louis will be taking on O'Fallon at O'Fallon next week. O'Fallon, undefeated on the year. They are 4-0, 2-0 in conference play. And your Kahawks will come back home to take on the Granite City Warriors. I don't know what Granite City's doing tonight, but both of those teams could be going into that game 0-5. Here is Wilkinson. He's got Mayweather in motion, and he's going to hand it off to Mayweather. Mayweather cuts up the right side across the line of scrimmage and gets a nice little run for about 9 yards. We'll call it 8 yards on the carry. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 2 from the 28-yard line. 7:45 left to play here in the third quarter. 32-0 in favor of East St. Louis. But if you're just joining us, it hasn't been really a lopsided blowout that the scoreboard would indicate. It's just been a series of misadventures and misfortunes by Collinsville. East St. Louis scoring points off of an interception and a fumble. Collinsville having a touchdown called back due to a penalty. And Collinsville searching for the end zone for the first time in almost 8 quarters. Mayweather in motion once again. Here's the snap. And this one's going to be stopped before it started as we had movement on the line of scrimmage by Collinsville, and that's going to back them up 5 yards.
Mayweather stopped and started there. Maybe got somebody else jumping off sides there before the Kahawks were ready for the snap. Another penalty.
Another penalty. They add up, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and thank the Purple Pride. They want you to become a booster of the boys basketball team. You can head to KHawksports.com, click on the picture of Coach Lee, and let him know that you want to become a member of the Purple Pride today. 2nd down and 7 from the Collinsville 23-yard line. Burkla and Walker are your wide receivers, both of them lined up on the near side sideline. Burks and Mayweather in the backfield. Here is a handoff to Burks this time, I believe. Is it Mayweather again? Yes, it was Mayweather again.
He tried to go left.
Got a yard.
He tried to go left. That hole closed up quickly, and then he just took it up the middle and maybe got 2.
3rd and 4 now for Collinsville. Under 7 minutes to play here in this 3rd quarter. This time we have wide receivers on the far and the near. Walker on the far. Burkla on the far. Walker on the near. Your slot wide receiver is the tight end Mathis. And also Mayweather in there as well. Here's a pass to Burkla. He's got a first down, and he's taken down at the 34-yard line. So that'll move the chains for Collinsville. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Kahawks from the 34-yard line.
First pass reception of the day for Burkla.
He hasn't been out there too much, but now that Chuck Lamb has been taken away off of this game after an injury by ambulance, Burkla is going to see more and more action. Mayweather comes into motion. He gets the handoff, and he's going to be tackled for a loss.
Penetration there by Jackson. Bust through. Mayweather has nowhere to go. He can't turn upfield before Jackson wraps him up.
We're going to call it a loss of 4 on the play. So from the 34-yard line back to the 30-yard line, it's going to be 2nd down and 14 for the Kahawks. And at this particular point, when you're down by 32 points, I would throw it a little bit more than run it. That's just me, though. See, I play that on Madden all the time. Wide receivers everywhere. 2 on the far, 2 on the near. Mayweather is the lone setback. Here's the snap. Wilkinson's going to go back to pass. He does so. And intended for Burkla, but just a little bit out of his reach. I think that Philando Wilkinson's arm was hit just as he was letting that ball go as well. So 3rd down and 14 from the Collinsville 30-yard line.
Stayed in there and got the pass off. Not before taking a hit.
I'm surprised that we have not seen Connor Zabala come in and put Wilkinson out there as a wide receiver.
Yeah, especially with Lamb going down, maybe move Wilkinson out there to receive. Zabala complete some passes, get this ball moving up the field.
Wide receivers on the far side, that is Burkla and Walker, and a quick pass to Burkla on the sideline. We have a flag on the play. Burkla is not going to get much. He'll get a couple of yards back. We'll see what the penalty is, most likely holding on the Collinsville offense. That's usually where that flag comes into play. As we await the call from the referee, the man in the white hat. Still waiting for the call. It's going to be a false start.
Some kind of procedure penalty against Kahawks. Maybe somebody didn't get lined up right.
Yep, both the line judges threw flags, one on each side. The penalty is going to be declined. That'll bring up 4th down and 14. Well, actually, it's going to bring up the 4th down and about 12 because Burkla did get a couple of yards on the play. So Collinsville will punt once again. Wilkinson will do the honors, and Daniel Williams, as well as Gregory Taylor, will go back to collect the punt, and if Wilkinson wants to even kick it to him. Here's the snap, and Wilkinson gets the ball off, but barely. And the ball will head out of bounds all the way over into the Kahawk cheering section.
Did that go in the stands?
Yes, it did.
Oh, wow. The stands are way far back off of the track, so
they're going to
totally aim that out of bounds.
Spotted at the 45-yard line of East St. Louis. So the Flyers will start there, 1st and 10 from their own 45. The Collinsville Kahok Boosters would like to thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. You can help support the Kahok football team by becoming a booster member today. Just click the football on the old website and tell Coach Liljegren that you would like to become a member. So East St. Louis looking to add to that 32-0 lead. Will bring their offense back out onto the field. Demas Jones at quarterback. He is going to line up under center this time instead of in the shotgun. He has Gregory Taylor lined up on the near side. Here comes Daniel Williams in motion from far to near. And the handoff is going to go to Cameron Donaby. First time we've called his name tonight. Coming in, he has 10 carries for 75 yards. And picked up about a yard there.
Yeah, his first carry of the game, so this will be the third feature running back they've had. I think Donaby's been in there for some plays, but this is going to be his first touch.
Once again, Jones is going to line up under center, so I would imagine East St. Louis is going to try to run some time off the clock here. Here is the handoff to Donaby. He gets across the line of scrimmage. Now he's got all kinds of room. He's down the near sideline, and he is going to go in for a touchdown. A 54-yard run for a touchdown for Donaby on his second touch of the game. Cameron Donaby collects his first touchdown of the year.
All the blocks were there, a hole to bust through, then he put it on the afterburners and beat the safeties, Wellmaker and Lyons, to the end zone.
Well, we're pretty sure East St. Louis is going to go for a 2-point conversion here.
Yeah, and if they get a 2-point conversion here, they'll go up 40-0, and we'll be in a running clock situation.
Yes, we will. You read my mind, Mr. Kettler. It's just what I was going to elaborate on.
Fortunately, we had that last week.
Yeah, I know.
Melville West.
So things not going well for Collinsville. I would beg to say that things could have went a lot better for Collinsville if this wouldn't have happened and that wouldn't have happened. But the name of the game is football, and those things do happen. So East St. Louis going for 2. Jones underneath center, has a wide receiver on either side. Now the man comes into motion from near to far. Here's the snap and the handoff, and it's going to be a good 2-point conversion. This one by Marvin Young, and that makes it 40-0 in favor of the East St. Louis Flyers. Let's thank the main attraction. If your hair, skin, or nails are not becoming to you, then you should be coming to the main attraction. They are a full-service salon. They're open 8 to 8 Monday through Friday, 8 to 6 on Saturdays. They're located in Collinsville. You can call them at 344-3778 or visit them at the mainattractionhairstudio.com. That's mainattractionhairstudio.com. Like them on Facebook. $5 off for every new customer.
The Flyers Flyers are called for a illegal shift on the conversion, so the points come off the board, and they'll try it again, this time from the 8.
So we erased that 2-point conversion. And as Chris mentioned, they're going to try it again. 4:22 left to play here in this third quarter, 38-0. Man goes into motion once again. Here is the snap, and the handoff this time is going to go to the same guy, but the result is going to be dramatically different as Young is taken down at the 12-yard line.
So we'll keep out of the running clock for now. They had it with the first conversion, but it's called back because of the penalty, and now it's no good.
So, Collinsville will get the ball back again. And I tell you what, these lopsided games sure make for a long night. These players got to be feeling it. They're feeling frustrated.
Yeah.
They're probably feeling tired. They're probably wondering what's going on with their buddy Chuck Lamb. And it doesn't do a world of a lot of good for the broadcasters either, let me tell you what.
Not as long of a day for the players as it normally would be. There was no school today, so
right.
They got to stay in and rest or go check out the Italian Fest downtown today.
Yep, we noticed an influx of teenagers at the mall today as well. So, Sylvester Johnson, the junior kicker for East St. Louis, sets the ball down on the 40-yard line and does his little ritual of counting off the yards. 7 one way and then a couple the next way. Brunton and Walker back to collect the kick. It's end over end, and it is taken by Brunton, and Brunton is going to run to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, and he's finally taken down there at the 45-yard line, so a nice start there for Collinsville as they look to get some points on the board for the first time in a long time.
Probably the best run back so far in the game for the Kahawks.
Now we have a flyer down on the field.
Yep.
Right at the 40-yard line, so right about the spot that the tackle was being made.
Should be favoring his leg. Right leg.
Trying to figure out who this one is. I believe that is Wilbert Jones. And it is Wilbert Jones, wide receiver, 5'11", 180-pound junior for East St. Louis. So another injury on the play, or another injury in the game. 4:15 left to play here in quarter number 3. Cardinals lost tonight, or this afternoon.
Yeah,
that was bad.
Down to their last strike were the Cubs and the light hitting Darwin Barney.
Darwin Barney.
Well, actually, he had a bit of a hitting streak going for the Cubs lately, so he's actually been hitting good, but he's not a power hitter you would expect.
Yeah, but you don't want to give up a home run to somebody named Darwin anyway. Darwin, you don't know whether he's smart or a big purple dinosaur. Altoff is playing at Centralia tonight in other action. Edwardsville is at Alton. O'Fallon takes their perfect 4-0 record on the road to the 0-4 Granite City Warriors. A battle of the Bulldogs going on tonight. Highland taking on Waterloo, and Highland a big surprise this year after going 0-9 last year. They're off to a 4-0 start this year. And going on out in Clinton County, the old Milk Bowl. Mater Dei taking on Central. The Central Cougars are looking to end an 8-year run in the Milk Bowl by Mater Dei, and Mater Dei is just another juggernaut. Coach Jim Stiebel has got that team off to another good start. They lost their first game of the year last week, and let me tell you what, those people take their football serious in Clinton County. There's probably going to be about 3,000 people tonight over at Central High School in Breeze watching that contest. So back to action after Wilbert Jones was carried off the field by a couple of his teammates. Collinsville has the ball, first down and 10 from the 44-yard line. Back to passes Wilkinson. He's under pressure. He gets out of pressure. He's still looking for somebody to throw it to. And now two East St. Louis players run into each other, and that gives Wilkinson a chance to at least gain a yard on the play before he is finally pushed out of bounds. No, they're going to actually give him a loss of 2 on the play.
He was doing all kinds of scrambling. He probably eluded 94 Jackson 2 or 3 times, and then he collided with one of his own players at Jackson, fell down, but then Flyer pushed Wilkinson out of bounds, and then for some reason the clock will continue to run even though he's pushed out of bounds.
Of course, if we can get you any scores on any of the games that I mentioned, we will try to do so and let you know what's going on. Right now, second down and 12 from the Collinsville 42-yard line. Walker and Berkeley, your wide receivers. Wilkinson in shotgun. Handoff goes to Kennedy Mayweather, and Mayweather barely gets back up to the line of scrimmage. O'Fallon is beating Granite City, but you know what? Not by much, 21-19, so good job Warriors hanging in there. And we'll see if next week's battle is going to be a couple of 0-5 teams. Granite City trying to make sure that does not happen, and that would be a huge upset. O'Fallon is a juggernaut this year, and as I mentioned, Granite City 0-4. 3 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. 38-0 in favor of the East St. Louis Flyers. Wilkinson in the shotgun once again. Burks and Mayweather in the backfield with him. But rolling out to his right-hand side is Wilkinson. He lets the ball go, and he has Berkelaw on the far side. First down at the 40-yard line. So a gain of 16 on the play. And Berkelaw hauls down a nice tight spiral pass by Wilkinson. And the chains move, and Collinsville will have themselves a first down.
Moves it into Flyers territory. Last 3 catches here by Berkelaw. Longest so far this game, 16 yards.
2:42 left to play. Third quarter action. Collinsville would just like to get some offensive momentum going and get the ball in the end zone. Berkelaw and Walker line up as your wide receivers on the near side. Berkelaw's in the slot. 2 wide receivers stacked next to Wilkinson. He hands off to Mayweather. Mayweather tries the right side. He gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's about as far as he's going to get. He got to the line of scrimmage, and one referee has it right. The other referee back over there has it about 2 yards back behind the line of scrimmage, but after it's all said and done, they're going to put it back at the line of scrimmage. A loss of about a half a yard on the play. 2 minutes to play here in quarter number 3. 38-0, East St. Louis has the lead. Collinsville trying to get some offense going and get some positive momentum going into next week's game against Granite City. Berkla on the far side. Walker on the near side. Coming off of his usual tight end position is Zach Mathis. He lines up in the slot. Mayweather is the lone setback. Here is the snap. Back to passes Wilkinson. He does so. He finds Berkla again. Berkla gets it up to about the 36-yard line, so a gain of 4 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 for the Kahawks.
Quick pass out to Berkla. They're targeting him for some passes. 4 now. He's got 33 yards all in this quarter.
6 yards to go for the Collinsville Kahok from the clock of 36.
Team huddling up here.
Kind of a sparse East St. Louis crowd.
Yeah, this is definitely not the big crowd they had a couple weeks ago when they played that Memphis team. That was a huge
And, of
crowd.
course, a smattering of Kahawk fans because most everybody's at the Italian Fest. 3rd down, and here is Wilkinson. He's going to keep the ball. He's going to roll it around to the right side, and he is going to find enough room for a 1st down before he is shoved out of bounds. That could have drawn a flag. But the Yellow Hankies stay in the pockets this time of the referees as the ball is across the 30-yard line to the 29-yard line. So another 1st down for Collinsville as the Kahawks are moving the ball.
Moving the ball, looking to get in the end zone here.
47.9 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. And I guess they didn't push him out of bounds. They're going to roll the clock.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. There's a pass, and Berkla, he catches the ball and takes a smack to the back right at the same time. Good job holding on to it for Damian Berkla, the 5'7", 155-pound senior wide receiver for Collinsville. Gain of 4 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 6. And we'll see if they can get a playoff here. 15 seconds left to go. They break huddle and come to the line of scrimmage. Of course, the play clock, the game clock is behind Wilkinson, so he has no idea that he's coming up on about 7 seconds, but it looks like they'll get this play off. Here's the snap. Wilkinson back to pass. He pump fakes. He throws to the end zone looking for Berkla in the corner, and it is intercepted, but the player comes down with it out of bounds for East St. Louis, Gregory Taylor. So it'll be 3rd down and about 6 to go for a 1st down from Collinsville as we end quarter number 3 and we begin quarter number 4 right after this on the KahawkSportsNetwork.com.
Are you the main attraction?
I am the main attraction.
I am the main attraction.
I am the main attraction.
I'm the main attraction in the office.
I am the main attraction on my special day. Become the main attraction.
Well, we switch into the field as we begin the 4th quarter. Collinsville will have the ball, 3rd down and 7 from the Flyers' 26-yard line as Collinsville looks to dent the scoreboard for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
4 quarters last week, 3 this week, and
2 in Alton.
2 in Alton.
9.
It's been a while. Here's the snap. Wilkinson's going to roll. He is being pressured, and he's going to have to run out of bounds, and he's going to lose yardage doing so.
Nowhere to go.
Well, they're going to have to go for it on 4th down. They have nothing else to lose, right?
Cats keep running the ball to that short side. Not a lot of room to run there, and all Wilkinson can do is run out of bounds.
38-0 in favor of East St. Louis. Collinsville just wants to get some points on the board.
It's something positive going into the Granite City game.
Far side of the field, you have Cornelius Walker and Damian Berkla. Nobody on the near side. Wilkinson in the shotgun. Burks and Mayweather back with him. Here's Wilkinson rolling out to his left. He looks, he throws. He has a man open. That is Berkla. Down to the... Nope, he dropped it. Thought he had it. It would have been short of the first down anyway by about a yard.
Yeah, even if Berkla would have wrangled that in, it would have been about a yard.
28-19 now. O'Fallon extends their lead over Granite City. We were just talking during the commercial break, boy, how would that be for East St. Louis to have to go into O'Fallon next week? If O'Fallon was to lose to Granite City, they'd be a mad bunch of Panthers.
Big battle coming up next week in O'Fallon. 2 highly ranked teams in the state, maybe going for it for the conference title.
35-19. Wow, what happened?
O'Fallon is starting to light it up now.
All of a sudden.
35-19.
11:47 left to go in this game. 38-0 is the score in favor of East St. Louis as they take over at the at the East St. Louis 30-yard line. Once again, Jones is going to move out of the shotgun under center, and a steady diet of run plays coming here from the Flyers, and Collinsville doing a nice job hitting the running back into the backfield. That is Cameron Donaby. Donaby didn't see any touches during the first half, but has seen a number of touches here in the second half.
Eric Finch got in there and wrapped him up and stopped him first, and Kieran King put the final touches on it with Finch wrapping him up too. The second time he touched him.
11:20 left to play here in the 4th quarter. Demas Jones back out there. Wide receiver on the far side is Trayvon Prater. On the near side, Daniel Williams, who's had a pretty good game, catching passes and returning kickoffs. Here is the Donaby. Oh, he busts out of that one. He's down the sideline, and no one's going to catch him today. He is going to be in for a touchdown. Any flags?
I don't think so, Todd. 71 yards. The first
wow.
block on Reichert was the one that busted him through. And Donaby. Let's see here.
Wow, that was something to see there.
He has 4 carries, 124 yards.
And a touchdown.
And
could have had 2. Oh, he has 2.
2 touchdowns now.
We have a timeout called before the extra point is going to be taking place. It is now 44-0, and we are going to be into running clock. They call it the mercy rule for a reason, as East St. Louis will attempt the 2-point conversion. Big thanks again to our pregame sponsor, Cullup Jennings. Although Mike Ogle is enjoying Italian Fest instead of being here with me, this is going to be his 3rd week in a row that he's missed. What's up, Mr. Ogle? Cullup Jennings since 1939. Go check them out. Reasonable prices, quality designs. Wally bags, of course. Addison Duke approved Wally bags. Greeting cards, picture frames, light arrangements. Check them out. 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. I am sure that Mr. Ogle had himself a float or something like that in the Italian Fest Parade. Check them out online, CullupJennings.com, or you can call the store, 344-0404. Next week we will be back home taking on Granite City. Pre-game time is set for about 6:40, somewhere around there, as the extra point kick this time is no good, so they've missed a couple of extra points, and they've missed a couple of 2-point conversions as well. And the score stays, 44-0 in favor of East St. Louis. So Collinsville will be back at home taking on Granite City. Then they will head to O'Fallon before they close out the season with back-to-back home games against Belleville East and Edwardsville. East St. Louis, as we mentioned, will be at O'Fallon next week. Then they will be at Granite City, and they will close up the week at home versus Belleville West and Alton. Actually, that one's going to be at Alton.
At Alton West, yeah. So they only got one home game left the rest of the season, while the Cahoks have 3 home games.
Yep. So,
we're at the running clock now, Todd, so
right after this kickoff, we will be anyway.
Yes. So time will now start to move a little faster and be able to put a wrap on this game finally.
Well, we talked about the Cardinals losing today 5-4. Rams are also in Chicago this weekend. They're going to be taking on the Chicago Bears after a very inspiring win this past Sunday at home against Washington. And RG3 didn't like it very much. He complained a lot.
Yeah, 1 week he's the greatest quarterback in history, already ahead to the Hall of Fame, and next week he's complaining about everything.
Here's the kickoff, and it's end over end, and it is short, and it's booted, and it's on the ground, and Walker is going to do well enough to fall on top of it and keep the damage where it is. 25-yard line is where the Kahawks will start this drive, as we will now have running clock, unless the Kahawks can score themselves a touchdown and prevent that running clock.
No, it won't go away. Once you get it, it continues. Even if it goes down below 40, it doesn't stop. We'll still have a running clock situation.
See, and they say you don't learn anything new when you get older.
But it would stop for the score and then the kickoff, but you would still be in the running clock.
So here we go once again for Collinsville. 1st and 10 from their 25-yard line. Berkla and Walker line up as wide receivers on the near side. Burks and Mayweather in the backfield. Here is the handoff. This one's going to go to Mayweather. He's going to try to sing it around to the right-hand side, but he is going to run into trouble with a big number 7 on its back. Gregory Taylor with the stop there, and Mayweather is going to lose a couple of yards. His stats are going backwards, aren't they?
Yeah, last few carries here, I realized he gained any yards, and
well, he had 41 at the end of the half. On 14 carries, he's carried the ball, what, 7 times for 6 yards since then?
Yep.
Walker lines up on the far side. Next to him is Mathis. On the near side, you have Mayweather. And now Zabala's into the game. He is going to try to throw the ball before he gets sacked. He can't, and it hits off the back of one of his linemen.
Yeah.
And they're lucky. Well, actually, that was Mathis. I was going to say, lucky they didn't call ineligible receiver downfield, but it ended up being the tight end. And Zabala was lucky to get rid of that ball. Find it a little interesting and a little late to all of a sudden make the switch and put Wilkinson out there as a wide receiver and Zabala in as quarterback.
Maybe just get Zabala some reps here. Get him some passes. Maybe make sure he's ready for the game next week.
So, 3rd and 11 from the Kahawk 24-yard line. Zabala in at quarterback. Wilkinson lines up as a wide receiver on the near side sideline. And now he will go into motion and head over to the far side, along with Cornelius Walker. Zabala in shotgun. Takes the snap. Rolls out to his left-hand side. He's got some blockers in front of him. He takes off running and gets up to the 30-yard line. He's going to be about 3 yards short of the first down. And that will bring up 4th down. And about 3 to go for a first down.
Zabala aborted the pass and just decided to run up the field and get what he could. He got about 6 yards, but it does bring up 4th down.
Well, he had Mayweather and Burks right in front of him, and obviously there was no one to throw it to, so he decided just to follow his 2 guys and get some yardage out of it. And now we have a timeout call. So that will stop the clock. Collinsville stops it with 8:02 left to play in the 4th quarter. 44-0. The East St. Louis Flyers are very much in control of this game.
I think we'll have soccer coming up here on Kahok Sports Network next week. Right, Peyton? Yeah, Kahawks are going to take on Granite City in soccer. So that should be an exciting contest. Big rivalry there. Yeah, Granite City. Big rivalry contest there, Todd.
Granite City Warriors, I remember doing that game last year from Granite City on top of their press box. That was fun. It was very windy and a little bit chilly out that day, too. I remember that.
Looking for the Kahok soccer team to get right up on the right side of some results here. They dropped one to Alton earlier in the week, and now they're in a tournament this week. Hopefully some good results will come out of Chatham.
8:02 left to play here in quarter number 4. Collinsville looking at a 4th down and about 3. They're going to go ahead and punt. Wilkinson will do the honors. He kicks it from his 20. It's an end-over-end short kick that's going to take a bounce across midfield, and it's picked up there. And running backwards with it is Daniel Williams. Now he turns on the afterburners. He's on the sideline in front of his own bench, and he gets pushed out of bounds into Collinsville territory at about the 42-yard line. So the Flyers will take over possession there. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Collinsville 42.
Williams really wanted to get some kind of run back there as he caught it in traffic and ran about 15 yards backwards for some blocks to get upfield and make a big, exciting play.
And that ball bounced over the 50-yard line and bounced right into the hand of Williams. Unlike the failed attempt at a bouncing ball by Dylan Johnson for the Kahawks that resulted in a turnover. This time, Williams found it, ran backwards, turned a corner, ran forward, and got some positive yardage out of it. 7 minutes left to play in this one. 44-0 in favor of East St. Louis.
Kahawks will go in with some different linemen here. Some second stringers will start to come in and get some reps now. And the Flyers do have a backup quarterback.
And their backup quarterback is Tamarcus Jones. Well, and he fumbles the snap, and he finds it across the line of scrimmage, and he's going to get a 1st down out of it.
Holy cow.
Actually, that is not him. I don't have a number 15 on my list.
Okay, mystery quarterback.
So I'm guessing it's Tamarcus Jones because he's listed as a quarterback, and it's close to his number.
Yeah, let's go with that. It's about 13 yards there.
Yeah. 1st down for East St. Louis. They got all kinds of Joneses on this team, don't they?
Yeah, Wilbur, Demis.
Yeah. Oh, there's another fumble. This time the Collinsville Kahawks almost came up with it, but it's going to be a huge loss of about 11 yards on the play, all the way back to the 39-yard line. And
10.
The backup team is having a little bit of trouble holding on to the ball.
Can't get the snaps off here. 2 bad snaps. One worked for a big gain. Now a big loss.
5:45 left to play in this game. 2nd down and 20 to go for the Flyers. Here's another bad snap, and the ball is picked up by Collinsville, and they're taking it into East St. Louis territory all the way down to the 40-yard line. Have to wait and see who that was. As we get up, is that Johnson?
That's Dylan Johnson.
Yeah.
Scooped it up. 14. Eric Finch was in there. First one in on the quarterback there. And the quarterback coughed it up, and Johnson recovered it. Now the Kahawks have the ball at the 40 and 5 minutes to try to score here.
That's all right. 5 minutes to try to put some points on the board. Here comes Wilkinson. He lines up as a wide receiver on the near side, Burklaw on the far side. Connor Zabala in at quarterback. He has Mayweather and Burks as his running backs. Here's the snap. He's going to hand it off to Mayweather. Mayweather's going to bring it around the left side. Gets across the line of scrimmage, gets across the 35 to the 30-yard line before he is finally pushed out of bounds. A gain of 10 on the play, and that's going to move the chains for the Kahawks. Nice run there by Kennedy Mayweather, getting some positive yardage after about a yard a carry here in the second half.
Yep. Helps his average now, 22 carries, 58 yards.
So 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line of the East St. Louis Flyers. 44-0, 4:20 left to play here in this 4th quarter. Collinsville would just like to get some points on the board and erase the goose egg that they've suffered for the last couple of games. Here's the snap. Zabala goes back to pass. He lofts a rainbow toward the end zone. He's got Wilkinson, and Wilkinson just couldn't hold on to it. I believe the helmet of the defender, which was Marshawn Rhodes, was the thing that jarred the ball out of Wilkinson's hands. I believe he had that ball initially.
That wasn't Wilkinson's hands as he came down. Rhodes' helmet was in the way. The ball popped out.
Marshawn Rhodes, a 5'11", 175-pound junior, going up against a 6'1", 185-pound senior, and just the helmet made the difference.
besides going to some backup DBs, but he was still able to make the play.
2nd down and 10, ball on the 29-yard line of the Flyers. Here is Zabala. He hands the ball off, and this time we have a new guy in here. That's Matt Hill. Usually see him on kickoff returns, and now we have a late flag that came in after a gain of about 5 on the play. We'll have to see what the flag's all about. Clock continues to run. 3 minutes to go in this one. Personal foul, face mask against Collinsville. Can't seem to get anything going without something to shoot yourself in the foot with. That's going to be a 15-yard face mask penalty against the Kahawks. 2:30 left to play here in this one.
I'll push them way back to the 40 now. That's like 2nd and 20 now.
They will. 2nd down and 19. Here's the snap. Zabala rolls out to his right. He passes. He's got a man open. That's Berkla. Berkla takes up the sideline and is out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. So got a lot of that back. It's still going to bring up 3rd down and about 6 to go for 1st down for Collinsville, as they have to kind of hurry up here if they want to put some points on the board, because the clock continues to run even though Berkla ran out of bounds. 2 minutes to go here in this one. Wilkinson lines up on the near side, Berkla on the far side. Zabala in shotgun. He is the quarterback. Now coming into motion is Wilkinson, as he will trot all the way over to the far side of the field. 1:40 left to play. Here's the snap. Zabala rolls out to his left. He's back to pass. He launches a pass into the corner of the end zone. That's over the head of his intended receiver, which was Philando Wilkinson. 1:30 left to play and counting. Surely they have another football they can bring in. They didn't have to run all the way over there and get that one.
I'm ticking away. Cats aren't going to get off. Well, this is 4th down, so
can't spike it.
This could be their last chance.
Do you any good to spike it anyway?
Yeah.
Duh. Big red truck.
So Cats are probably...
Granite City wins 35. O'Fallon wins 35-19 over Granite City. That's a final score.
Last chance here for the Kahawks.
Kahawks, 4th down. Zabala takes off running with it, then hauls it in and throws it, and a touchdown, Philando Wilkinson. And a flag on the play right at the end of the touchdown. 46.2 seconds left to go in this game, and Collinsville finally breaks the string of about 9 quarters without a score. We'll have to see what the flag's all about and when they're going to attack it on. That was a 26-yard touchdown pass from Connor Zabala to Philando Wilkinson. Referees are talking about it.
Something to build on for the Kahawks, finally finding the end zone over 9 quarters without playing.
Touchdown's good. Personal foul against East St. Louis. I'm not really sure what happened afterwards, are you?
They just bumped into each other.
I don't know. I didn't see anything flagrant down there. So I don't know. I mean, if you're East St. Louis, what are you going to retaliate for? You're winning 44-0 at that point. Now it's 44-6. You're going to win the game. Why do something that boneheaded and just to get in the coach's doghouse?
Travis Dennett will have the hold, and Andrew Van Claveren will have the kick for an extra point here for the Kahawks.
Extra point try, forthcoming. Here is the snap. Ball is down. Kick is on the way, and it is good. 44-7 in favor of East St. Louis, and after almost 9 quarters, Collinsville has broken through on offense, and the ensuing kickoff will take care of the rest of the game.
Yeah, that should just about do it. East St. Louis, as long as the clock starts on the kickoff, they pretty much probably won't have to run a play.
Next week, back home versus Granite City. They put up a fight against O'Fallon. Ended up losing 35-19. So both Collinsville and Granite City will head into next week's contest 0-5. Someone next week will win their first game of the year.
Yep, with no ties.
East St. Louis, as we mentioned, will be going to O'Fallon to take on the Panthers. 26 yards.
26 yards, yes.
26-yard pass. Conrad Zabala to Philando Wilkinson to break the drought and erase the goose egg.
Wilkinson's first reception of the game. Had 5 different Chaos make receptions. Zabala and Wilkinson both played quarterback.
Wilkinson's first touchdown on the year as well as a receiver. I believe that would be Connor Zabala's 4th touchdown of the year. So now he has more touchdowns than interceptions, which is always nice when you're a quarterback. And Collinsville will kick the ball off for the first time since the beginning of the second half. It's all the way down to the 5-yard line. It's picked up there and only ran about 5 more yards up the field.
And the clock is just going to run out here.
By Daryl Thomas. 30 seconds left to go.
Flyers pretty much don't even have to run a play here. Just let this clock run out.
No, because the referees haven't set the ball down on the line of scrimmage yet, which would start the 25-second clock. Now they do, and there's 20 seconds left to go, so that ought to do it, folks.
Clock won't stop anyway.
Nope. So your final score, East St. Louis 44, your Collinsville Kahawks 7, and once again, Chris, it was a game of turnovers and penalties keeping the Kahawks from getting anything going.
Like I said, that's just the way the game goes. Kahawks just couldn't find the end zone. They didn't count it, and they could have stayed in this game, but the Flyers just broke them down as we went along there. That end part of the second quarter and the early part of the third quarter just gave the Flyers all they need, and it did wind up turning out to be a blowout. The Kahawks did play a good game defensively and offensively. They had some drives, and it was good to see them get 7 points there at the end and get that goose egg off the board.
Yeah, hopefully that'll give them some momentum going into next week's game versus Granite City. And, of course, everybody on the Kahawks team is probably thinking about Chuck Lamb.
I hope he'll be all right. If nothing, hopefully he'll be all right. And at best, hopefully he can be back in uniform and get to play in the homecoming game.
So, final score here once again, 44-7. We'll do it all again next week. We are back home taking on the 0-5 Granite City Warriors. So, battle of 0-5 teams next week. Somebody will come out on top with a victory. Again, final score here, 44-7 in favor of East St. Louis. For Peyton